Warning, radioactive zone detected. Please enter with Duende mode. Take a break and enjoy.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
Smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
I'll steal from my mama before I mess with your shit. And you know this, man. You want to talk about mama?
Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker! Miss...
From way back. One of the original players. From the Himalayas. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
If you're looking for all hit music, then we...
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Which is out in squash is your...
My cornbread, that's for damn sure. 'Cause if you try to take... How old are you?
15.
Motherfucker, you look 30.
This ain't about phantom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast the Charlotte.
Found it.
You're now tuned into a Planet Fanatics production.
That boy is good.
Good and terrible.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? How is everybody doing today? Hope that you all are doing well and getting ready for the Super Bowl. If you're currently watching, I'm not a big football fan, so I will not be watching, don't really care. But I will be paying attention to, obviously, the trailers and paying attention to the halftime show and other things like that. But there are some things that we are going to get into and talk about that I wanted to talk about on Friday, but couldn't get the stream going on Friday, too busy. So I said I will save it for the Super Bowl this Sunday. So anyway, we're going to get into everything. First thing we'll get into is the Thunderbolts trailer. But I do appreciate everybody being here, like Antonio, Chill, Zangbeto, let's see, Kojo, Michael Nemo. Appreciate you guys being here very much. Chill, what you mean by Kendrick reaction ? Not sure. What you mean by that? It is on the thumbnail. So we will get into the trailer first here for Thunderbolts. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen everybody talking about it on Twitter and saying that it looks great and it's this and this and that. And like I said from the first time that we watched Thunderbolts, the very first Thunderbolts trailer, I said that this looks better than what I thought it was going to be. This looks phenomenal. And I also said that this was probably going to be the sleeper for Marvel for the summer. It is the summer blockbuster. It comes out in May. I also said then that I thought it was going to be better than Brave New World. And just judging from the reactions from Twitter, it looks like it may be. The reactions from Twitter based off of this trailer opposed to the many clips that Marvel released over the week for Brave New World, the anticipation for this film seems a lot higher. But like I said, we'll go ahead and get into this and then we will talk about it. Like I said, it's my first time watching it, so let's see.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us comply? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Look, speed! John, stop! Where are you?
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
Nice.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you. This has makings of team that can rise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Alexei, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
Yeah, it looks good. For me, I don't think it was better than the first trailer. I don't know why that's playing. I don't think it was better than the first trailer, but it was really good. I thought that trailer was really good. Again, not better than the first trailer for me, but really good. I like the fact that they showed the Sentry, but I like the fact that they also are still hiding the Sentry. Not that if they showed him all out anyway, other than people within the nerdy fandom would know who he is. Not like casuals are going to be like, oh my God, Sentry. So this looks, it looks great. It looks like it is going to be a fun Marvel film. Said that the very first time the first trailer came out, it looks better than Brave New World. So I will be seated for this, watching it. Now, going through this, just only going through the Void stuff here, it looks like what we've been talking about from the rumors and things like that. The Void is obviously going to be the villain. And again, if you've been here and listening to me talk about Thunderbolts as far as just plots and leaks that I've heard through some of the scoopers and things, that we've known the Void was going to be the villain, or the Void / Sentry would be the villain for quite some time. The Void is also going to take on a different, somewhat of a different, obviously it's the MCU. It's going to be a little bit different than it is in Marvel. I'm trying to go to that last scene here. So this, where you see Yelena walking here, looks like she is walking into the Void, and the reason I say walking into the Void is because what we know from rumors and plot leaks and things like that is that the Void is not going to be what the Void typically is in Marvel Comics, where it takes over. It still will be something that takes over the Sentry, but it's also going to be somewhat like a place like the Upside Down is what it was kind of what in the rumor is what it was described as. Something like the Upside Down. It's a place that you can enter into and things like that. I guess that is kind of what you see here. at the beginning of this trailer, where you've got these people being, I guess, sent into the void. So I don't know how I'm going to like that, what that's really going to look like, but we'll have to wait and see what exactly that looks like. And again, take that with a grain of salt. That is just what the rumors and leaks and things from that have been saying, what some of the rumors and leaks have been saying while this movie has been in the process of coming out. So that may be something, a completely different take on the void that they've got. But the team overall looks fun. Looks like it's going to be a good time. I have no expectations as far as, and I think I said this too about the Thunderbolts. I have no expectations for the Thunderbolts. I'm not going into the Thunderbolts expecting the Thunderbolts to wow me, expecting the Thunderbolts to further the mythos of the MCU or to do anything like that. I'm expecting the Thunderbolts to be a good time, a good summer blockbuster, and somewhat just a Marvel trying to return to form type of film. Again, I think that's really going to be the Fantastic Four film, but Thunderbolts looks like it's going to be a good time to get people talking for sure in May. So definitely go check out Thunderbolts in July after that, or it comes out in May, and then July after that, Fantastic Four comes out. Then we've got Brave New World next week. So 3 Marvel films this year. Then we've also got Daredevil that comes out in March. So we've got a lot on our plate when it comes to Marvel to look forward to. If you're excited for some of those things, again, this is one that I am actually looking forward to. Won't say that it's high on my most anticipated list, but I do want to see the Thunderbolts. I'm excited to see it. So we'll check it out when it does come out. Trailer looked good. Not as good as the first one, but let me know what you guys think about the trailer, if you liked it or not. Let's see. Appreciate everybody else joining in as well. Andre, Brother Stark, Ty, appreciate you guys, everybody else watching. Brother Stark said Thunderbolts is going to be the fluff movie for Fantastic Four. Let's see. Raymond says nobody's watching the game. Yeah, there are people watching. But we'll move here to next thing. And that's next thing that we're going to talk about is going to be Nate Moore discussing Armor Wars. No, John, I am not watching the Super Bowl. I am not a football fan. I am a basketball fan. If this were the playoffs, March Madness, or anything like that, I probably would not be seated here. But not football's not. I don't even know who's playing. It could care. I know that Jalen Hurts is playing. I know who he is. Could care less about anything else. Thank you for that super chat, Michael Nemo. I definitely appreciate that.
Little dude from across the street. Let me hold a dollar. Little dude from across the street. Let me hold a dollar. Little dude from across the street. Let me hold a dollar.
All right. And Michael said in that super chat, have you ever talked about the MCU overuse of pathos? That's where they set up a serious tone scene and then ruin it with a joke at the end. Thunderbolts looks good, but heavy on, oh, yeah. Well, I feel like that's been the MCU's part of their formula a lot in Phase 4, especially. I felt like they leaned heavy on the funny and got away from a lot of the action and things that really pulled us into wanting to watch some of those Marvel films, not just films, the TV shows as well. So yeah, no, I definitely think that they do that a lot. I definitely think they lean on that a lot. I don't know if that's just a Marvel thing, if that's a Disney thing overall, because Star Wars has even started to do that. It really doesn't work in Star Wars at all. It's like that. That's never been done in Star Wars like that, so it really doesn't work. So, but no, I completely agree. All right, we'll move on here into the Armor Wars news from Nate Moore. So Nate Moore, as we all know, Nate Moore is back and talking a lot. He was announced to be leaving or fired from Marvel. Not fired. My assumption is fired because of the horrible, terrible decisions he made with Wakanda Forever and the repercussions that had on Marvel Studios, despite what some of you might think, the repercussions that had on Marvel Studios. So I believe that he is fired. I don't believe that he is willfully leaving. I think that he is being pushed out that door. So with that, on his way out, as I've said many times, he's going to kick you in the nuts. He's got to he's got to kick you and kick us, all of us, in the nuts on his way out and give us that final last fuck you. Armor Wars, as I've been saying for long time, for quite some time. People in the comments in the earlier videos of me saying this were saying, oh, stop it, stop complaining, stop wishing bad things, stop reading so much into things. This is not what it means. And lo and behold, here we are. Armor Wars still not on the table, still not on the docket, still not on the timeline, still not on Marvel Studios' minds. Now Nate Moore once again in a new article is saying, hey, I don't think we're fucking doing this shit. But I'm sure there's going to be some of you saying, hey guys, it doesn't mean anything, it's just talk, they're just trying to get it right. All right, you can continue on with that rhetoric. But Nate Moore has, again, recently spoken. And when he spoke this time, he said that Armor Wars is going to be slowing down. Now, I don't know how you slow something down that has never taken off, but this is what he had to say about it. It's a bad day to be a War Machine fan. The fan favorite superhero solo movie Armor Wars has just been hit with an unfortunate update by outgoing Marvel Studios producer Nate Moore. In a recent interview with Collider to promote Captain America: Brave New World, who is departing Marvel Studios to focus on, Moore, who is departing Marvel Studios to focus on a non-Marvel project. Okay, shared that he wasn't quite sure what was going on with Armor Wars, but that it had been put on the back burner for the time being. You know, that's not my project, to be honest. What? I thought Nate Moore was in charge of all the nigga projects, but I guess not. But I do know as Marvel Studios continues to go through this phase, we want to make sure whatever we're making is awesome. And you know, that has, let me finish this quote. Whatever we're making is awesome. That means we had to slow down some things that were on the front burner. Armor Wars, despite what some of you might think, despite what some of you might have read in some of these articles, and these articles do lie, these producers and people do lie, these studios do lie, despite what you might have thought, Armor Wars was never on anybody's front burner. It might have been on your personal front burner. Maybe you personally wanted Armor Wars. Maybe you wanted a 60-year-old Don Cheadle to come in and be War Machine. I didn't, and that's my family. And I didn't. I don't. I don't. So this being canceled, it doesn't bother me as to the point to where, because I'm over it, but it bothers me to the point that it's another black project that is once again on the shelf at Marvel Studios. Again, this was never on the front burner. This was always on the back burner for Marvel Studios. This was never something that they put their entirety in. Even if you go back and you watch any of the old videos I did about it, or the old videos that any of the other YouTubers did about it, or you can go back and just look up interviews that Don Cheadle did, that nigga can't even tell you shit about what Armor Wars would have been, could have been, should have been, or anything like that. All he kept telling you was, oh, it's happening, it's something we're talking about, blah, 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 blah. The same shit with Blade. The same shit with Blade Mahershala Ali. So this was never happening. It was never on the front burner. It was always on the back burner. So the fact that Nate Moore is coming out and spilling beans that, you know, again, I feel like a lot of us have already come to grips with, it's not news to me. He goes on to say, it doesn't mean we'll never make it. It does, but it does mean we just have a little bit more. We have a little bit more to consider, so that every time out, audiences are guaranteed quality. Okay. Well, and that's the same BS rhetoric they keep giving you with Blade. Oh, we just want to get it right. We want to make sure that Blade is absolutely right and that the fans are absolutely getting the best from Marvel Studios and quality and this and blah, 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 and all this and this and that. Now, although I did like the Fantastic Four trailer, I liked the Fantastic Four trailer. There were people and you know, I even said that the CGI on the thing looked fine. But there were people out there saying that the CGI didn't look good, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And if that's the case, is that up to the quality? Is that what Marvel's wanting to release when they say quality standards and things like that? I mean, you also got Thor: Love and Thunder, which in theaters, we got the scene with Heimdall's son and this terrible CGI of his head floating. Is that the quality that we're looking to produce? So when they say that they're wanting to get things out based on, you know, they want to make sure it's up to its highest potential and the quality is great and fans are really getting the great fan experience. I didn't get a great fan experience with some of these projects that have been put out. The ones that you were putting on the back burner, the ones that we've been asking for, like Blade or Armor Wars. And the reason that we've been asking for those, not just us within the BC community, but or the black community, BC, but it's also some of the other Marvel fans that are asking, where are these projects? What's going on? Why is this not happening? Blah, 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 blah. So do I personally really give a good goddamn that Armor Wars is canceled? No, I don't. I really don't. Do I care to the level of it's another Black project canceled? Yes, I do. But I could care less if they do Armor Wars. I personally don't want them to do Armor Wars. One, because it's going to pick up where Secret Invasion, if that's still the whole story, picking up where Secret Invasion left off. Terrible, terrible, terrible fucking show. I just don't care. I don't care. As I've said many times, there are certain projects, and I think that is the overall thought process for a lot of the fans. There are projects that we are looking forward to, and there are projects that we just don't give a good goddamn about. I think that the overall audience is looking forward to seeing Daredevil. I think that is something that's going to pop off from Marvel. I think the overall audience is looking forward to seeing Thunderbolts and maybe even Fantastic Four. I can tell you, I don't think the overall audience is looking forward to see, and I could be wrong, Brave New World, I could be wrong. But I think that people are going to go, what we've been seeing, the same pattern. People are going to go see the things that they want to see, and the things that they don't want to see, they're just simply not going to go see. I mean, that's just what it is. We saw that very same pattern with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That first weekend of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was shit for that film. But word of mouth got out about how good it was and things like that. And this is also coming off the heels of a terrible time in Marvel. Well, still on that same hill, but terrible time in Marvel. But word of mouth did what it did, and people came and watched Guardians of the Galaxy. So people are going to see what they want to see, and based off the hypeness, based off how important it is it really something that I have to see, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that this would have popped off if you were to do this now as a film or as a series. I just don't. And you may disagree with me. You may say, oh no, there's people who are really going to go. Okay. I don't think so, but it is canceled. Despite him saying it's slowed down, it is canceled. It's been quietly canceled for quite some time now. Remember who said that? Was it Daniel RPK? And I think it was, what's his name? What is that? What is his name? I forget, the Kang one. The scooper that's obsessed with Kang. I forget his name. All of them. They all had said it. Quietly canceled for quite some time, and here we are. So that one's not happening, and we will see exactly what goes on with Armor Wars from there. But yeah, Armor Wars is not going to be happening. So we'll move on here. You guys let me know what you guys were thinking about that. Do you really care about Armor Wars? Is Armor Wars something that you were looking forward to, or did your excitement die down with every new report every other week a few months back about Armor Wars being quietly canceled, or this new problem, or that not happening, or X, Y, and Z? Or remember when half of the plot to Armor Wars got shifted over to Vision Quest? That should have told you then that it got canceled. But anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking down below. We'll move on here. Next thing we'll move on to is some of these rumors about this newest rumor. And all right. So the newest rumor from My Time to Shine, I'm bored. My time only, like I said, I say all the time, when it's a slow news day for her, them, whatever, they will tweet out something for engagement. This DeWanda Wise report here could be true. It could be true. Marvel could seriously be looking at, Marvel could seriously be looking at DeWanda to be Storm. And if they do, I saw exactly what Mirror Knight said here, and that was that, so they're going the evolution route. And I don't know, are they going the evolution route? Because every report that we've been hearing is that Marvel wants to cast a younger cast of the X-Men. It's not going to be the cast, the typical cast that we're typically used to seeing, as far as it's not going to be that typical team of Wolverine, Jean, and Scott, and everybody like that. It's not going to be the OG team that we're used to seeing. As a matter of fact, the earlier rumors said that Wolverine wasn't going to be on the team a long time ago. If you remember those rumors from last year, I think it was probably early 2024, late 2023, that said that Wolverine was not going to be a part of the X-Men reboot that they were doing. Wolverine was actually going to be a part of Alpha Flight when they introduced Alpha Flight. Now, again, that was a while ago. Things obviously change all the time at Marvel Studios, so this could change. But one of the things I think that has remained the same is that Wolverine is not going to be on the original team. So if Wolverine's not on the original team, you could have Storm there. Still on that team, but I don't know if that's DeWanda. And the reason I say that is because she is in her 40? In her 40s. And they are looking for cast members between, 20 and 30 in their 30s, I forgot, or something like that they had reported out. So this could be true. It could not be true. You know, this also falls on the same rumors that Javier Bardem is being looked at to play Sinister. We know that Sinister is supposed to be the villain that they want to go with, starting the mutant saga. Don't know if those rumors are also still true. Remember, nothing is official until reported from Marvel Studios themselves. And then most recently from Jeff Snyder saying that Marvel Studios is looking at Denzel Washington for Magneto in Black Panther 3. And again, I don't believe that at all. And that's just I'm saying I don't believe that based off of what Denzel said. Denzel said in that interview that he gave when he accidentally slipped that he was going to be in Black Panther 3, he gave his resume. He gave what he's about to do. And then after that, he's retiring. Now, if he is playing Magneto, it could be a one-off thing like we saw with John Krasinski or like we saw with Christian Bale's Gore or something like that. It could be where he shows up and then he's done. He shows up in the film and then he's done. He could show up as Magneto in Black Panther 3 in what fucking capacity? I don't know. Another topic, but he could show up in Black Panther 3 as Magneto. I don't know. I believe the Achabi thing's way more than I believe him showing up in Black Panther 3 as Magneto, but that's what Jeff Snyder is reporting, and we'll get to that video in just a second here. But do I believe DeWanda? I'm shaky on it. Is DeWanda the one I want cast as Storm? Yes, she is the top of my list, person that I want cast as Storm, so I would love to have her in here as Storm, but do I believe that she really is Storm? I don't know, because again, you got the reports saying that they're going with Sadie Sink, saying that they're going with Harris Dickinson, saying that they're going with the younger overall cast, and DeWanda just is not in that younger cast bracket. Black don't crack. She could fit it looks wise. She could fit it either way. She could look like she fits in with them. So I mean, hey, I don't know. That is the choice I want. I don't know if my time is full of shit or actually got some type of report there, but DeWanda Wise has been my choice for quite some time as Storm, so I would love to have her in there. But this is what the article from comicbook.com is saying. It quickly became apparent that we are going to spend the next few years dealing with a lot of X-Men casting rumors, for sure. However, if Avengers Secret Wars ends with a soft reboot in the MCU, the prevailing theory among fans, then we may meet the team for the first time in 2027. We also wouldn't discount the idea of Marvel Studios' X-Men reboot being released 2 years from now to kick off the mutant saga in style. That would certainly go some way in explaining all the recent chatter about the team anyway. Today's scoop, My Time to Shine Hello, brings word that Jurassic World Dominion star DeWanda Wise is being considered for the role of Storm in the X-Men reboot. There's been speculation about her starring in the movie for a while, though it's an interesting possibility seeing as Wise is 40. So she's 40. A few days ago, there were rumblings that Denzel Washington's mysterious Black Panther 3 role could be Magneto. The insider is this insider is backing up Jeff Snyder's scoop, explaining that while no decisions have been made, the master of magnetism is on the table. Washington is 70 and Sir Ian McKellen is 60. For the first time, Sir Ian McKellen was 60 when the first time he played the villain. To bring you up to speed this week, seeing Javier Bardem linked to the role of Mr. Sinister, Julia Butters, Sadie Sink, and Harris Dickinson have been singled out as the front runners for Kitty Pryde, Jean Grey, and Cyclops, respectively. Then it goes on to say, in the House of Dragon, Tom Glenn Carey could be also in the running for a role. I did see that he was also being looked at to be in the MCU for some type of role within the X-Men saga, mutant saga. I actually really like him a lot. I like him as Aegon in House of the Dragon. I think especially that last season, even though that last season was not good, his acting as Aegon was fucking phenomenal. The scene where he found out that his oldest had been killed, the head had been removed from his oldest, and he was, just the acting, all of that. It was great. It was really great. So I think Tom is a very good actor, just from what I've seen of him in House of the Dragon. So wouldn't mind that at all. Goes on to say, with that in mind, we'd recommend taking all this with a pinch of salt. Addressing the future of the X-Men in the MCU last year, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige said, I think you will see that continue in our next few movies, with some X-Men players that you might recognize right after that. The whole story of Secret Wars really leads us into the new age of mutants and the X-Men. Again, it's one of those dreams come true. We finally have the X-Men back. Reading between the lines, it appears the mutant saga is very nearly upon us as we rocket to the end of the ongoing multiversal saga. Marvel Studios has been sitting on the rights for the X-Men for the better part of 6 years, but after critical and commercial flops like Dark Phoenix and the New Mutants, the characters being put on ice for a while was a must. In the meantime, access to Earth's 10005 has proven an easy way to add mutants to the multiverse saga. So, goes on to say, do you think Javier Bardem is a good fit for Mr. Sinister? When I first saw it, I did not like it. I don't know if I still like it, but I actually think that Javier Bardem wouldn't be bad as Mr. Sinister. I think that it could honestly work. It's not like he's going to, Marvel, they're likely going to either kill him or something like that. So it's not like he's going to have, possibly not going to have a reoccurring role as Mr. Sinister, but I do like it. I think that it could work. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for the X-Men and what they've got going now. As far as Denzel coming as Magneto, I'm so over that rumor. I am so over that rumor. That's been a rumor for quite some time. They've been talking about Denzel possibly being Magneto for a while. Again, that's not something that I'm interested in, really, but this is what Jeff had to say about it, so we'll go ahead and listen to what he said here.
I was like, I kind of thought Denzel might be Magneto.
No, I think Denzel is a much more logical choice for Magneto. But you'd have to remove, right? You'd have to remove the Holocaust connotations. So would the connotations be more civil rights? Would it be more on the nose of what?
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to see the same story. I don't give a fuck about canon. I don't care about Magneto and the Holocaust. Give him a different backstory.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Make it interesting, right? That's what I want to see as a fan. I don't know what happened in the comics. If I wanted to know what happened in the comics, guess what? I'd fucking buy the comics.
Okay, so then the turn is, what do you say to fans who are going to be like, don't you race change my Magneto? Don't you change his origin from the Holocaust? Don't you make it DEI by making him black and be about civil rights and racism in this country? Don't do that. What do you say to that?
Don't care. Fuck him.
I agree. I don't give a shit either. As long as it's a good story, as long as it's a strong story, that's all I fucking care about. So if we go with Magneto as black, do you open the door to a possible Professor X who's black as well, or are you going with a white one?
See Denzel as Professor X too. Couldn't you see him sitting in a chair all bald?
Yeah, so telling Scott what the fuck is up? Yes.
So I'm not saying he is Magneto. He may not be an X-Men. He may just be an African something in Black Panther 3, an African king or whatever.
Sure.
But I think he has to be considered to be in the realm of possibility.
I agree 100%. I would love to see this.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want his backstory changed to being some type of deal with slavery or the Jim Crow era or anything like that. Slavery, that'd be way too far back. But the Jim Crow era or anything like that, I just it gets complicated and messy when you do things like that. I'm against race swaps anyway. Especially when the backstory is essential to the character. The Holocaust is essential to who Eric is, to who Magneto is, to his pain, to the reasons he is. I mean, it's essential. So, and again, you could have that be the Jim Crow era or whatever. I just personally, for me, don't want that. I don't want to see that. But I'll stop there on that because that's really all I had on that. I see Kendrick is on stage, so is that live anywhere? Is there anywhere that you can watch it live? Hold on, I don't want to just see 20 seconds. I want to see it, but not Tubi. I don't have Tubi on here. Can you just look Tubi up and don't you have to have like a Tubi account and all that? Somebody send me a link to watch the damn halftime show. I'm pretty sure I have a Tubi account. I want to say I do. I think I do. Then maybe I don't. Where else? Try signing in with Google. Yeah, but it's not. I've never signed in on this computer. It's on my TV. So my computer wouldn't know what the deal is. I really don't want to see just 20 seconds of it. It's funny. That is funny. Well, let me stop you there, Patrick. When it comes to people that advocate for black rights and things like that, or not just black rights, what our people went through, what our ancestors went through, there's a whole video, I think it's like a 4 or 3 hour video I did. For those of you that don't know, I've tracked my ancestry I've been tracking my ancestry since 2020. Unknown to me, my family was owned by one of the 5 civilized tribes here in Oklahoma. The tribes, after removed during the Trail of Tears, during the Indian Removal Act, had to, obviously, we all know the story of the Trail of Tears, but what we didn't know is that on the Trail of Tears, they had thousands of blacks with them that they brought to Oklahoma to help them rebuild as their slaves. Anyway, I'm not going to TLDR on all that. My mind, my brain is, anyway, I advocate for all that. So nobody over here on this way is saying that black stories aren't important, or that our pain should be dismissed, or that we should not be heard. As a matter of fact, here in Oklahoma, I have been advocating, I have been doing videos, I have been talking to news, I have been talking to different people within our state and capital, and so many different people to try to get our Freedmen Museum built here in Oklahoma, to recognize that without the Freedmen, without my ancestors, there would be no Oklahoma. So over here, we advocate for those things. So nobody's saying that it needs to be dismissed or whatever. What I'm simply saying is, for me personally, I don't want to see Magneto's story change to some depressing Jim Crow era shit. Keep it with the Holocaust. I don't want to see it. If I want to watch something from the Jim Crow era, it's Black History Month. As a matter of fact, this weekend, I just watched Rosewood. For those of you who haven't seen Rosewood, go watch it. I can be depressed with Rosewood. I keep it out of the Marvel movies. Keep it the way it's supposed to be. That's just me personally. I want to see this halftime show. Where is the halftime show? Let's see. I don't know. I can't get into Tubi. I'm about to move on if it doesn't let me. But I do want to watch it. I know, I get it. Patrick, I do get it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it. Unless somebody put it on. I don't even think you can do that though. Let me see. What the fuck? I'm not going to be able to watch it. It's not up. That really sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, it's over. It's over, but I would think that somebody would have it up. Brother Stark said it should be on Apple Music. Don't you have to have that shit though? This is just the Super Bowl track, right? Yeah, this is just. I have no idea where to watch this. I can try to log into Tubi one more time. But it's if it's over, because isn't Tubi showing the game live? So if it's over, then it's not going to show me. Well, that sucks. I'll have to watch it. Wait. There's another option. Hold on. Let me try this. No, they didn't post it either. Okay. Well, if somebody finds it somewhere where I can watch it, I mean, and like I said, I know it's over, but if there's somewhere where I can watch it, send it to me. Let me know so I can check it out because I do really want to watch it. All right. Since I can't find that, we'll go ahead and move. Since it, yeah, Tubi is live. Yeah, we'll go ahead and move since it's not. So I can't find it. Let's move here. Let's see one more thing.
I'm gonna get it on the
paired TV off though. Can I? Where's that one? Mustard. This nigga had the entire crowd saying A minor. That's tough. You know, it's like I said about the Grammys. This is a stage that Drake has won countless awards on, been nominated countless times, stood on that stage, given speeches and things like that at the Grammys. The same Grammys that Kendrick just won, and everybody in the crowd that were clapping for Drake, listening to Drake, cheering for Drake in the previous Grammy Award shows were screaming A minor and dancing. That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. You got everybody calling him a pedophile, wop, 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 wop. Like that whole line. That's just tough. Tough. That is really tough. Yeah. That is really tough. What else? I think there was something else. Other trailers and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Kate, I got the whole crowd screaming A minor a second time in a span of a week is insane, bro. It really is. Isn't Donnie in the stands? Call it DEI for all we care. We don't care. The halftime show was soul popping, hip hop, and all American blackety black. Not only was the halftime show, very blackety black. Then you have you have Lettucey singing the national anthem at the beginning, or the black national anthem. Let me see. How do you spell Lettucey's name? Oh, E-I-S-I. Okay. Yeah, she sung that, and she was feeling that shit right here. She got into that right here every single time, every time. Lettucey does not miss. She's going to do it every single time. There were people boycotting that did not want this sung at the before the national anthem at the at all at the Super Bowl. But hey, she sung that. She sung that. She did her thing for sure. Definitely. And like everybody's saying, I know there's some people squirming in their seats upset. Loved it. So yeah, no, definitely black culture all around at the Super Bowl. Definitely black culture all around. You know, the Super Bowl or the NFL had even said something about DEI. I don't know how they would participate in DEI anyway. What are you going to do? Kick out half the league or get rid of half the league? So get rid of the league. So yeah, they couldn't have done that anyway. But that shit, that was great. It's great. It's great. Lettucey is she's great. She is great. All right. Let's move on. Let us move on. All right. So one of the other things I want to talk about was some of the promo for Brave New World. This actually recently just came out. This is the Chinese poster for Brave New World. So despite all of the promoting and that Anthony Mackie has done while over in China, because he has been doing way more promoting in China, I believe, than he's done here in America. The promoting that he's been doing over there has been nonstop, several different, avenues of promotion that he's been doing while there. And yet it wasn't enough to put Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson on the poster. We still have here where Sam Wilson is not depicted on the poster at all. The promo still seems to be centered around the Red Hulk, despite what people are telling you. And this is what's crazy to me. It's that people are having full-out arguments on Twitter about just this film in general. And I don't know if people are just willfully looking over it or not seeing it or whatever. But the overall masses for this film, and I get it. I understand. Don't get me wrong. There are a fraction of people. There are some people that want to see this film. I'm not overlooking you. I'm not discounting you or anything like that. It'd be ignorant to assume that there is no one that wants to see this film for the fact of Sam Wilson. There are people out there. There are people that want to see this movie for Sam Wilson. China's not one of them. China's not one of them. There are people here that aren't wanting to see Sam Wilson. Another thing, this right here. For the people that are saying like, oh, yeah, it's still all about Sam, or they are really trying to get us to love Sam and solidify Sam as Captain America. This is in Australia. And yes, somebody commented on this and said, I don't understand your point, because what I said was, do y'all still think people are going to see this film for Sam? They said, the person commented and said, I don't understand your point. This was advertisement approved by the studio. So again, I don't know if it's willful ignorance or if people just need their hand held and explained to them. Yes, this was something that the studio paid for. Mind you, this is a Captain America film. Where the fuck is Captain America? Your advertisement is solely hinged on the Red Hulk. Yeah, Sam shows up in posters, the poster where the Hulk is punching him and he's there, like there's the poster of him in the middle and things like that. But the overall advertisement that seems to be worldwide, because again, this is Australia, does not seem to be promoting Sam. Again, this is China, does not seem to be promoting Sam. It seems to be promoting the Red Hulk. Now, you may see what you want to see. You may think they're promoting Sam. You may think people at the end of this movie are going to be solidified with the fact that he is Captain America. You would be thinking incorrectly. Sorry, you would be thinking incorrectly. I'm done trying to walk on eggshells. I'm done trying to ease people's feelings about Captain America. No one is against Sam Wilson. I am not against the black man of Sam Wilson. I would like for that character to prosper. Better example. Let me give you this one too. This past weekend, or yesterday rather, I just watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Or Falcon and Winter Soldier. Jesus Christ, no, I didn't. I just watched The Winter Soldier. While watching The Winter Soldier, do you remember how that film opens? I'm sorry, it doesn't open that way, but the first mission, the first action sequence on that film. Do you know how that film opens? That film opens with Steve being lied to about the mission that they were going on and things like that, that he jumps out of, and this is without Wakandan tech, this is without Wakanda's help, this is without wings, this is without some super souped up suit. Because I've seen people even saying, well, nobody's making this argument for Iron Man. Nobody's making this argument for Black Widow. No one's making this argument for Hawkeye. Okay, mind you, in the three solo movies that Iron Man had, never once ever in the fuck did he go up against a Hulk level type of threat. He went against Whip fucking Lash. He went up against, Monger, whatever the fuck, I forget I forget his name, Obadiah Stane in the first one, and then in the third one he went against I hate the third film, so it's not one I revisit. I forget. Anyway, it wasn't a Hulk level type of villain. Now let's go to Black Widow, since you used her as an example too. She went up against a botched Taskmaster. Hawkeye hasn't had his own film. And in the films that he is in, Hawkeye, when he's teamed up with the Avengers, we're not seeing him go up against... Not once did you see Hawkeye run up at Thanos. Not once. Not once did you see Hawkeye run up at Ultron. Not once. They were helping the team, but they were never in the realm of going one-on-one with Hulk, one-on-one with Ultron, one-on-one with Thanos. So when you give me the example of, oh, no one complains about those guys, it's because they've never gone up against this level type of threat. That's why. That's why. Now we're about to watch Captain America, who in this clip to the right is getting his ass beat. You can't see it, sorry. No. 1 second. In the clip to the right is getting his ass beat by some B-level henchman who we have no idea who this man even fucking is. And people want to compare and say, well, Iron Man this or Iron Man that. When Iron Man in Avengers Infinity War went up against Thanos, he got his ass kicked. You forget. Thanos, I'm under the belief that Thanos, after he threw the shards of the moon at Tony, and Tony came back in and said, throw another moon at me, I'm gonna lose it. You know, who are you, Stark? You know me, all that kind of stuff. The conversation between the two of them. I'm of the belief that Thanos was toying with Tony. Thanos was letting Tony do all those hits and this and that. And then, because what did Thanos say after Tony got him down? All that for a drop of blood. And then from there proceeded to beat the good dog shit out of Tony, stabbing him at the end, about to kill him before Doctor Strange intervened. So stop comparing that. That's not the same. It's not the same. Tony got his ass beat. It's not the same. It's not the same. So when I'm sitting here watching Captain America about to go up against the Red Hulk, and he can't even beat this B-level henchman who broke his rib apparently in this scene, it's not the same. I'm watching Captain America the Winter Soldier go up against all these people in this elevator that are using fucking taser guns and fucking using magnetism to try to get him up against the wall, this kind of stuff, and he's beating the shit out of them. Not to mention, again, as I mentioned, how that film opens. He's on that ship beating the dog shit out of people, using the super soldier serum. Like when he kicked the dog shit out of the dude that went flying like 50 yards, like Sam's not doing feats like that. And it has nothing to do with me hating Sam or anything like that. I like Sam because in Winter Soldier, he was great. He's great in the Winter Soldier. He is great in that film. He is great in Civil War. This shift that they're trying to do, making him this derivative character, making him Captain America, I could probably get behind this a lot more if he had powers. But the simple fact that he has even talked about why his Captain America is not taking the serum and all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's what makes it different for me personally. That's what makes it different for me personally. So if you are, want to see all that, that's fine. That's fine. But for me personally, It makes it different. This is, so let me show this.
Where did your rib go? You need a minute?
No, let's get this over with. I got shit to do today.
Damn. Nobody saw that. Sam, back to security.
I'm glad you started my collection. This one's your milk. Need a minute? It kind of feels personal. That's what I thought.
We don't have to see that. I mean, the rest of that. From there, Steve throws himself out the window, landing on the shield, getting back up and running because he has a, so, you know, I don't know. The things that we have seen, because they've shown just so much of this film. And the reason I believe they're showing so much is because they're like, can we get this over with? They are showing a lot of this. And I agree with Liam at the bottom there where he said, I personally, I would like the same thing, to just walk out satisfied, to be like, okay. It's fine. It's aggressively okay. Let's move on. Like that. I just need it to be fine. That's it. But I don't think it's going to be that personally. I really don't. I do like what Mackie said here, and I'm going to get to that in a second. I do like what Mackie said there. Showing more and more and more of that stuff, more of the fight. I believe we've seen just about all the fight. I want to say we've seen just about all there is to see from this fight. But yeah, and like I said, I like what Mackie said here. I like what he said here. And this is something that's important. You know, like I said in my post today, I may have my gripes with Brave New World. I may have my gripes with Anthony Mackie or whatever, or Sam Wilson, but I do not, it's not a bigoted one. Let me give it even better example. If you take yourself back, I don't know who all was here during those Winter Soldier days when we were talking about that and things like that. But one of the things that I really loved about Winter Soldier was the highlight on Sam being black, on him being black and taking on the Stars and Stripes, on him talking to Isaiah, on Isaiah, you know, telling him about his time as Captain America, and like they will never accept a black man in Stars and Stripes. And we are seeing that. We are seeing that in real time, in real life, with people are being bigoted toward this film because of that reason. Again, not my reasons, obviously, but because of that reason. So I liked those things in Falcon Winter Soldier. I liked the you know, I even liked the scene where he's arguing with Bucky in the street and the police come up to him and then they're like, oh, you know, I get it because it happens to us daily. You know, if you are black and walking while black, shopping while black, driving while black, you know, or you know, anything while black. Sometimes, depending on where you are, the police just might, you know. So we see those things. Those are things that we actually really deal with. So I liked that part of it. I didn't like the fact, you know, him not being able to get a bank loan, all that kind of stuff. But that's just another gripe, other stuff. But I get it. I like that fact. I like what he said here as well.
He had to drop out of school in 8th grade to pick cotton with my grandfather. And I'm Captain America.
Somebody said, "Won't you do it?"
Like, it hits different, you know. Like my brother, I've heard a million stories about my brother at his time at Morehouse, and I would come up here all the time, and I would meet his friends, and all of his Morehouse friends became my big brothers, you know, and still to this day, you know, some of my dearest friends, some of my greatest mentors are Morehouse men. They're the guys that he went to school with, and it means a lot. Like I feel like I went.
I want to comment to this so bad. I'm not gonna do it live, but I'm definitely going to do it. Need to save that so I can come back. That's funny. Anyway,
he had to drop out of school.
Yeah, like I said, and a lot of us can resonate with that. Now, I can't resonate with my father, obviously, but I can. My grandfather, my grandmother, my grandmother's father, my pawpaw was a sharecropper. My grandmother has many stories of having to, leave school or not go to school or whatever, where they had to, help tend to the fields or whatever, So yeah, we all have those stories, and like people like to make us think that, that time period was so long ago. It's 2 generations removed from myself. So, yeah, he is Captain America. The fact that, my father used to, my father used to, I had to drop out of school to pick cotton with my grandfather. Now I'm Captain America. Yeah, I see that. Now, I get that, and that's great. I'm happy, I am for that. I have my gripes with other things in the MCU as far as black characters go and things like that. That, I think, is why I'm so hard on the way that I am on Sam in the MCU, because one, Anthony Mackie's comments toward recast. 2, this is still a derivative character no matter how you spin it. There are plenty of black characters that he could be that are, original or whatever. And I liked him as Falcon. Leave it at that, really. So that's just for me personally, but so I like what he said there. I don't know how this film is personally going to do. I'll be seeing it on Thursday. I'll give my review early on Thursday. I'll see it, I think, at like 1 or something on Thursday. And I'm going to give my review right after. Come sit down, do that, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. Daredevil comes out in March, and we will see exactly what Daredevil's going to look like as well. But like I said, I don't know. For me personally, it's a wait and see. It's a wait and see. So next thing we'll move to is going to be the comments that we talked about on the Pantheon stream, but I wanted to go a little bit more into it here. And that was the comments that Jeff Snyder had made about recasting T'Challa. Now, I do want to start this off by saying it this way, and I don't want to sound this is one of those ones where I hate that I'm right. This is one of those ones where I hate that I was right, and I have been trying to prep everybody for quite some time. I've been trying to tell everybody, hey, they're not recasting T'Challa. Hey, they've not given us any indications that they even care about recasting T'Challa. Hey, they're not using him in video games. Hey, they're not using him in animation. Hey, they're not even trying to use him in their live action cinematic universe. I've been trying to point out all the things that Marvel is doing with the character, the things that they are not doing with the character. It has been 5 years, and we have yet to see this character in animation. We have yet to see this character in live action. We have yet to see this character, what's going to end up happening with this video game or anything like that. So when it comes to the character of T'Challa, I have been trying to prep everybody for quite some time. Now, when we even go back to the original quote that Jeff Snyder gave, as I said, let me just give the timeline here. Jeff said what he said, then my time came out and said that's not true. What I've heard, what I've heard is that they are going to recast the child. They're going to just age up the child to where everybody was like, oh no, they're not going to do that. And I even said it, they'd be crazy to do that. That'd be stupid, right? That'd be so dumb, but that would be so Marvel Studios as well. That'd be so dumb for them to do that. Like, why would you? This is the perfect opportunity. You have the multiverse. This is the like blah, blah, blah. All the things that we have been saying about wanting this character recasted and how you could do it, X, Y, and Z, suspending your belief. This is comics. This is fake. This is sci-fi fiction. You can bring this character back any way you want to bring him back. Possible. But when she said that and said they're going to age up the kid, okay? So then you have that report. Then I believe it was the Cosmic Wonder, or no, I'm sorry, not the Cosmic Wonder. It was Charles Murphy that came out and said, hey, I've heard the same reports. Now, these are 3 different scoopers, all right? Now, I'm going to come back to Jeff in just a second. These are 3 different scoopers. Jeff said what he said when he was asked, hey, is it T'Challa? Is it he? And he said on the hot mic, you can go look that video up. I don't know if it's T'Challa. I don't know if it's the son. He was holding a drink. I don't know if it's T'Challa. I don't know who it is. I just know that it's going to be a black male panther, the black male panther. I don't know which one it's going to be. So that right there immediately, because I'm looking at this, immediately told me, well, he doesn't know. So everybody just assumed, because we want it to be T'Challa, rightfully so, just assumed and ran with it being T'Challa that they're recasting. He never once did Jeff say it's T'Challa that they're recasting. He said, I don't know. And first of all, as I've said many times when it comes to Jeff, as we just listened to him talk about the whole Magneto situation, Jeff is not in this like that. Jeff doesn't read comics. Jeff doesn't care about the lore. Jeff doesn't care about where it comes from. Jeff only cares about if you are telling a good story on the silver screen. That's the only thing Jeff cares about. So he's not digging in deep into the recasting. Ooh, is it T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, 616? Is he the one? Jeff, he heard T'Challa. He knows that people want him recast. It's the male. That's what he went with. Never said it was the original T'Challa. Never said it was a variant. Never said that. So then you go on to what My Time says. It's the child. Then you skip over to what Charlie said. It was the child. Then you can even now take it to what Alex over at the Cosmic Circus recently said and said, hey, I've only heard things about Toussaint. I've only heard things about the kid. I've only heard things about, what they're going to do with him. And I've recently heard that he wants to do a horror supernatural vibe. He added that in there. That's now 4 different scoopers that all have good track records, despite what we might say about My Time, because I can't stand her trolling ass, despite what we might say about Jeff sometimes, despite what some of you might even say about Alex or Charles Murphy. These are 4 credible scoopers. Nothing's official till it comes from Marvel Studios, but these are 4 credible scoopers that have all said pretty much the exact same thing. I've heard nothing about T'Challa. I've only heard about the kid. That's now 4. So now you fast forward to what Nate Moore has recently said. There's no truth to those rumors. Never say never. I think that part, again, I'm going to continue to say should be looked at and highlighted, but I'm even falling back on that. I'm even falling back on that being looked at and highlighted. I'm even falling back on the second part of the quote that he gave that I wasn't privy to originally, when he said something about, if they looked into that, recasting or something like that, I don't know. It was a more of a positive beat from Nate Moore, something that we hadn't normally had from Nate Moore. But I'm even retracting on that. And that was just 2, 3, 4 days ago that I read that. I'm even retracting on that. The reason being is because, as I've been saying from day one, if you go look at the video we did 9-10 months ago, where we had that live stream, it was me and Corey, and I said, because somebody asked, I just want to see T'Challa in Avengers Doomsday and all that kind of stuff. And I was the same way. I want to see him too, and da-da-da-da-da. But I said it on there in a somber tone, and I'm saying it now. You're not going to see 616 or otherwise T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, in Avengers 5, Avengers 6, Black Panther 3. And the reason being is because what I said in that video, and I have been saying ever since. Marvel Studios stood not 10 toes, 20 toes, maybe even 40 toes deep in the story of Wakanda Forever. They had a story they wanted to tell. Nate Moore told us, everybody's looking at Donnie right now, at Trump, and like, I can't believe the things that he's do. These are things he said he would do. He said, I'm going to do this. He said, I'm going to do that. He said, I'm going to do the next and the next and the next. And he's doing it. No one should be shocked by this. Nate Moore said, we are not recasting. Nate Moore said, you won't even see a multiversal one. In the same interview where he said, we're not recasting. Nate Moore said, don't hedge your bets. You won't see T'Challa. He even said, we're going to make the film we feel we have to make. He even said, some of you may feel some type of catharticism from it, some of you may not. So he has told you what they're going to do. He has been saying what they are going to do. And now they have tripled, quadrupled down on it in his newest interview, where they have said, there's no truth to those rumors. We haven't even talked about it. We haven't talked about the film. We haven't talked about anything because Ryan Coogler's so busy right now with Sinners. But I guarantee you, as soon as he's done prepping for Sinners and Sinners has had its debut and we're long gone from Sinners, when they do sit down to talk about it, T'Challa, the son of T'Chaka, is not on the chopping block. He is not on the table of conversation. They don't want the character back. Point blank, period. And I'm sorry to have to be that person to come in and continue to rain on parades, but I'm also going to be that pragmatic person. I've always been a pragmatic individual. I cannot look at something and make up something. I can't. I'm looking at what they're giving me in real time, and what they're giving me in real time is not T'Challa. It's that T'Child. It's Toussaint. It's the story they started. It's the story they're going to finish. Now, let's go to what I said on Thursday on the Pantheon. I said I believe that the kid is even going to be in Avengers 5 and 6 because that's what I think they're doing. I think that the Russos are even going to be casting for a Toussaint, an older version Toussaint. Does that make sense? No. But does anything that Marvel Studios does a lot of the time, does it make sense to us? Does it make sense to you? No. I see so many countless tweets of, and I'm not just talking about on the Black Panther subject, so many countless tweets of Marvel Studios making this decision or Marvel Studios making that decision, from people retweeting it like, oh, why are they doing that? Or, oh, they should do it this way. Or it's so they're never doing the things that would be logical to most of us. This is not logical to me. Does it make sense to pull a Toussaint from another universe and have that be the Black Panther that you put in place of T'Challa? No, it doesn't make any motherfucking sense. But that's what I believe they're going to do. I believe you're getting a Toussaint from whatever fucked up universe and whatever, because I also believe that they're doing this. I also believe that in every universe, this is just my belief. I don't know. Nothing's official from Marvel Studios. So this has nothing to do with what Jeff has said, nothing to do with my time, nothing to do with, this is my own personal belief. So this could be false as shit. I personally believe they've killed T'Challa in every universe. My opinion. I don't believe he exists in whatever universe Toussaint's coming from. Whatever universe he's coming from, he's going to say the same thing to the younger Toussaint in our universe. Oh, my Baba died too. I don't have a Baba either. So some shit like that. Some shit where he doesn't have a Baba. His dad's gone, and he's the Black Panther of his universe. I promise you. I don't believe that they are recasting this character in any form. When I just recently even asked what's his name? Bo, I'm sometimes Black DeMeo, about the situation with T'Challa behind the scenes over there at Marvel Studios, he said, I only know stuff about when it comes to relation to X-Men. But I said, okay, yes, I understand that. But I think you've answered this before. Is there some type of mandate over at Marvel Studios to where you cannot use this character in animation or any other form, to where he did not answer? That's the thing. This is the issue I have with Bo. Bo has been doing a lot of talking on Twitter lately. And the talking he's been doing has been trying to dismantle or discredit or make Marvel Studios look bad based off of the firing of him, and everybody knows the situation he's going through. So he's just answering random people. He's answering, he's answering everybody. If you say something, he's going under and just answering just random tweets, answering them. So my issue is, nigga, if you got all this tea to spill, you're trying to take the mountain down. You got so much to spill about the mouse and how people are treated and characters and black folks, and they don't care what he say. If they tell black creators to sea walk or whatever the fuck he said in some post. If you got all this hate and animosity and all this tea to spill, then nigga, spill it. Spill the tea. Stop gaslighting people. Stop getting under these posts and giving these half-ass tweets and like, oh well, giving these fucking Da Vinci codes for us to crack and figure out what the fuck it is you're talking about. If there's a mandate, just say there's a mandate so we know what the fuck we're dealing with. But right now, none of us know. None of us know, when he refused to tell it. And I know Bo knows. I know he knows. He's heard something over there in relation to T'Challa. So why he's going on this whole tour on Twitter trying to discredit Marvel with all this different shit and blah, 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 he could answer those questions too. So I do believe over there at Marvel Studios, there's some type of mandate to where they're not using him or whatever, but I believe it's going to be the kid. It's the kid. It's the child. It's what they're going to do. They are not recasting. I'm sorry. And I would like to be wrong, because we still have some time before Avengers Doomsday. We have some time before Avengers Secret Wars. Obviously, we have some time before Black Panther 3. Things are subject to always changing. Do I believe that is one that they are going to change? I really don't. I don't. There's just been too many scoopers that have been saying the same thing, just the same thing. Toussaint. But then again, logically, does it make sense to not bring T'Challa in through the multiverse? No, not at all. So, like I said, I believe that's what it's going to be. I believe that they don't give a good goddamn about the recast crowd. I believe that they're not listening to the recast crowd. I know that we, as I say all the time, we think that within our crowd that we are loud, and we are. That we are this, that we are that we are reaching the studio heads, that they are seeing us, that we're forcing them to see us. They're gonna see us. On this day, everybody needs to retweet recast T'Challa, and on this day, we need to make it as big as possible. They don't give a good goddamn. They don't. Again, that's not me saying stop. That's not me saying don't on the next recast T'Challa Twitter day. Don't blow it up and make it bigger than the next one. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Do all that shit. Continue to be relentless. Do all of that. I was actually listening to a question was asked to a few different people. It was like a trivia question. The trivia question was, how long did the Montgomery boycott last? And the answers people were giving were like 8 days, 10 days, 4 days, and blah 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 blah. People came, so the answer was finally given to everybody. And it's like, no, the Montgomery boycott lasted 300 something fucking days. That's because they were resilient. They didn't give up. They were after what they wanted, and they didn't stop until they got it. So I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying stop. I'm continuing to say be relentless. Continue to say recast T'Challa. Continue to get out there and have the mass tweets, the mass conversations, the mass streams, and everything like that. Don't stop. Be relentless with it. All I'm simply saying is they don't care. They don't care. The same company that just did away with a lot of their DEI stuff, they don't care. They're not listening to the black voice. They don't care about the black voice. Blade, black, not happening. Armor Wars, black, not happening. T'Challa, black, dead. Monica, black, misplaced. Ironheart, black, delayed. I mean, need I go on? Black characters are treated with the utmost disrespect at Marvel Studios. It's just what it is. It's just simply what it is. So, I again, they don't give a good goddamn about the hashtags. And when it comes to the masses, the overall masses, the people that I believe that Marvel Studios is catering to, Rob Liefeld just went on his whole thing that Marvel Studios doesn't care. And we've seen evidence of that before, that Marvel Studios doesn't care about comic creators. Like She Dreads Me just did in her, on Tina, but she just did in her newest video, saying that everybody goes at Nate Moore. Everybody's talking about how Nate Moore said it was a red flag to not want people that know comics. But that has to be coming from somewhere. That has to be coming from the top. Nate Moore doesn't, he's not the beginning, middle, or the end. He has no final say on anything. It has to come from the top. So it has to come from Feige. So this feud that Liefeld is having with Feige, we've heard whispers and things about comic creators and things not getting treated right over at Marvel Studios. I see that, but like she just said, that has to, like she said, that has to be coming from Feige. So Feige's saying that, you know, we don't want we're not interested in having people that know comics and things like that come a part of it. I mean, like I said, I just don't think they're interested. I don't think they care. They don't care. They don't care. They're not going to. Not gonna do it. But let's hear what Jeff said. Since I took that part, said what I had to say. Let's hear what Jeff said.
He's playing semantics. T'Challa is being cast. It's okay. T'Challa 2. Forgive me. There's gonna be a new Black Panther. It's gonna be a young black guy.
Now I don't like that. I said that on Thursday. I think Jeff like that shit. And I know he says he doesn't care about all that shit. But the young black guy. You could easily rephrase that any type of way.
They're bringing back the character, okay?
It's not the character.
T'Challa 2, I mean, give me a fucking break. Black Panther's coming back. It's not going to be fucking Shuri anymore.
See what I mean? Jeff doesn't give a shit about that. He said that the very first time he talked about this. He said, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So I believe he heard T'Challa. I also believe it was never the T'Challa we wanted it to be.
Right.
Nate Moore is like, I love this too, where it's like, we're definitely not doing, that's not true. Never say never, but that's not true. Well, is it not true or should I never say never? Right?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Let's have the conversation. Let's be fucking about this. This is one of pop culture's iconic characters.
Yes.
In a terrible, tragic thing happened. The actor who played him is gone.
Yes.
Very sorry about that. Do we just put this fucking iconic character in the locker for the rest of our lives?
Yeah, no.
We don't see him anymore because they cast a guy who died prematurely?
Yeah.
This is insane. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Now I understand maybe too soon, and maybe this is Black Panther 3. Look what we already dealt with in Black Panther 2, whatever. But it's just like, Nate Moore, do you even work there anymore? You're the executive producer of Black Panther 3.
No, that brother's still there. He's still there. And like I said, on his way out, he is going to make sure that he can do some irreparable damage. He wants to do some shit that it's going to really shake up the BP crowd. Y'all want recast T'Challa? Yeah, I got you. And let me piss you off some more. And, there was that whole rumor going around. This part's not a rumor that Nate Moore wants Storm. That's not a rumor itself. The rumor is that Storm is going to be in Black Panther 3 and that she is going to be matched up with Toussaint. That's just the rumor. Are they dumb enough to do it? I don't know. But there is also what I was told. I don't know how true any of that is. I don't know how true any of that is as far as like what I was told about T'Challa coming from another universe with the X-Men and then it being a package deal and Storm coming. I am more inclined to believe the former before I am the latter. I don't see it. I don't see it. That she's going to be in Black Panther 3, but with the kid. That's just what I've heard. Again, grain of salt, pinch, whatever. Nothing's official from Marvel Studios, so don't believe it unless you just whatever. But we're gonna be hearing a lot of things Let me let him finish.
And the reason that you have that credit, by the way, is because Ryan would not come back.
Right.
Unless you were involved.
Which was, when I first heard this, I said, the fuck? So the fact that Ryan, I mean, of course Ryan doesn't want to come back without Nate. They were like this on that decision. Let Nate tell it. It took me and Ryan not minutes. It took us seconds to decide that we're not recasting this character. Okay? And then another example that I can give is just a few months ago, Lupita was sitting on a stage. I don't remember where she was, but she saw just a picture of her in chat and started crying. You have to also remember the cast is still coming back. And that same cast still, I'm sure, is holding strong to the feelings they held strong on in 2022. Rightfully so. If you are mourning, as I say all the time, Grief has no timestamp. However, with that grief, if you cannot get over it, then you need to remove yourself from the project. That is Ryan included. That is Lapita. That is everybody else. If you cannot do your job, then you need to remove yourself from that job. I've used this example, I think, since 2022, since day one. If I go through something tragic in my life, and I have, my job has given me the time to grieve, the time off. But when I came back to work, I was fully expected to do my damn job. Yes, the people were still comforting me, making sure I was okay, but my work needed to be done by 5 p.m. There was no more excuse of, oh, well, this or this or that. Your job still needs to be done. There are still bills that have to be paid, still other people that need to that are still banking off of what you do on your part on the studio. So yeah, it's not a thing of like anybody being insensitive or anything like that. It's if you can't do your job, remove yourself and get somebody in here that can tell this story, because you are an actor. That is your job, to act. If you can't do that job, then remove yourself. And again, not being insensitive, not trying to say, oh, whatever, what was you? No, I've been one of the ones saying, let the cast grieve. If they feel that way, let them feel that way. But again, feel that way somewhere else. You can feel that way somewhere else. Again, it's strange to me, the same cast that didn't even know he was sick, that are claiming to be this close to him, but didn't even know the brother's wants and wishes. If you were this close to Chad, as you say you were as close to Chad as you were, you would have known what Chad's wishes were. You would have known what he wanted for this character and any character that he played. But no, instead, everybody's just so stuck in their feelings and their emotions, and that the show has to stop. So the fact that he had said that, it shocked the hell out of me. But at the same time, like I said, they were like this. They were like this during that whole process of Wakanda Forever. They stood together, 20 toes down on the decision of not recasting T'Challa.
So if you weren't going to be the executive, you were still going to be involved as the executive producer.
Right.
Nate Moore's entitled to say whatever he wants. I understand why he would want to correct it.
Yeah.
I understand if I got it wrong or if my source characterized it differently. But yeah, they're casting a young black guy as Black Panther, and they offered it to a young black actor who turned it down.
There you go.
And you know what? The more, if you remember, I didn't believe that rumor at the beginning. I didn't believe that they had offered it to somebody and there was going to be a black actor that'd be like, oh no, I don't want to play T'Challa. I didn't believe that there was a black actor that would do that. But the more I'm looking at it, and just putting all these rumors and trying to put these pieces together, not fully having a full cohesive puzzle together, but just pulling all these pieces, I believe that now. And I believe whatever actor turned it down because it wasn't T'Challa. That's just my personal belief. I believe that the actor, they told them, hey, this is this and that. We want you to come in and be Toussaint. And this is how we're going to have it. I don't know about that one. Because I also don't believe that these actors and things aren't well known on the recasting crowd. I mean, hell, if you just look over the week that the white folks got involved in the recast movement and blew it up, you look at the week that they got involved in it and it blew the recast movement up. Aldous Hodge's name was everywhere. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on Twitter. All the social media outlets were talking about Aldous Hodges, all the AI pictures of Aldous Hodges. Yeah, I saw it everywhere. So it's not as if these actors probably are not privy to the recast conversation, do not know what fans are saying, do not know what fans want, and maybe themselves even want the same thing. So maybe whoever they offered it to probably said, I don't want to play Toussaint. I'll play T'Challa, but I don't want to play Toussaint. So I believe that now. I do, because I believe that Marvel is shopping Toussaint around. And I believe, and hopefully, prayerfully, they might get the role turned down so much that they might say, well, damn, what is it? Why does nobody want to play the Black Panther? Because you're not casting the Black Panther. You're casting Toussaint, a made-up character. So if you cast it for the Black Panther, T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, well, you might get an Aldous Hodge say, hey. You might get a Yolande Noel say, hey. Shit, Damson, if he was the one that turned it down, he might say, But I don't know. Until then, I think that if it is the Toussaint character, people still might be turning that down, or you might get somebody that one of those unnamed actors that's like, hey, yeah, I'll take the role. Because remember, there is a fraction of people out there. I won't even say it's a fraction of people. There are people out there, again, as much as I like Josh over at Dinner Nerds, I really do. Josh's take on this really was kind of disappointing when he said, as long as it's a black male Black Panther, I'm good. Does that not work? Brother, no. That does not work, because if we did the same sentiment, actually, we're doing it right now with Captain America Brave New World, and it's not working. And that's from Josh's mouth himself. He's not excited about seeing Sam as Captain America. He has said many times, Steve Rogers, bring back Steve Rogers, bring back Steve Rogers. So I don't know how we are just so, as long as it's a black male, as long as it's a male Black Panther, I'm good. So no, I don't. There are people out there that are thinking that way. There are people out there that are thinking, as long as it's a male Black Panther, I'm fine. And again, as I showed you guys the overall conversation of the masses out there, when that one Instagram page had asked, I guess I can show it for people that haven't seen it, if there might be somebody new. That one page had asked, hey, what are you guys thinking about? What are you guys thinking about having the character of Toussaint recasted and things like that, or not Toussaint, the character of Black Panther recasted? And well, they said the Black Panther 3 reportedly have a new actor, and this is again when the white folks blew up the recast T'Challa hashtag. Fatal J, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. But when he blew up another great Recast T'Challa channel that you can go check out. Well, I don't want to call us Recast T'Challa channels, but another great content creator that is passionate about the topic of Recast T'Challa to check out. I'm sure everybody already knows who Fatal J is, but we might have new eyes. But they said Black Panther 3 will reportedly have a new actor in the role of T'Challa, previously led by the late Chadwick Boseman, where they asked in the caption, what do you guys think of this? Is this would be such a bittersweet decision? Cousins, are y'all open to this? Who would you want to play the next role? And just the comments here, no one can replace Chadwick. They did kind of set that up at the end of the second movie. It's his son. Not y'all trying to be mysterious. LOL. It's Denzel Washington, I think. Brother, stop. I don't know who said that. Stop it. What? Casuals. This person said, yes, respectfully, they've opened so many timelines in the MCU, and more than likely, it will be a variant. RIP to Chadwick. This person said, yes, Chad finally gets his wish. This is someone that obviously understands. Someone said no thanks. Someone said they wouldn't recast him in honor of him passing. Someone said R.I.P. Chadwick, but Black Panther should continue. Someone that gets it. So we've seen two people that get it so far, but and again, this is just a few of the comments here, but they go on and on and on. Someone said, did you not watch the second one? And I think that is, when I talk to casuals, or I see, let me put it this way, I don't normally get involved in those arguments on Twitter unless it's directed solely toward me. But this is the one that people say a lot. Did you not watch the second one? Did you not see the second film? They already set this up in the second film. How do you not know? And blah, 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 blah. Someone said, hell no, not respectfully. Someone said it's his son. So yes, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Someone said, unless it's his son, I don't want it. Someone said should have replaced the character in the second one. They get it. Someone said his son will be the new Black Panther. And again, it just goes on with the son. These are casuals. And I personally, these are also my thoughts. I think Marvel's peering here. Not to say that they're not looking, they don't see the recast crowd. Not to say that they're not aware, because it would be so foolish to assume that Marvel's not fully aware, outside of the interview that E-Man did with Nate Moore, of the recast T'Challa conversation and crowd. Like, no, they are they're aware. They just don't care. But I believe they're aware. So I think that they are looking at the conversations. They're seeing what we pro recasters are wanting. Oh, they want this. Oh, they want that. Blah, blah, blah. But I also think that they're looking here. They're looking at these casuals. They're looking, what are the casual audience saying? Is the casual audience saying like, oh, bring back T'Challa? Or is the casual audience more on board with what we did? And I believe when they're looking here and they're seeing these comments like blah, blah, like, let's see. What's another one? Somebody said, if it's not the little boy that played his son, then don't do it. And they're seeing shit like that. They're like, oh, well, we did it. You know, the recast T'Challa crowd may not be on, but everybody else is on board. Let's just age the kid up, put him in there, and be done with it. I don't know. So, yeah, just it's crazy there. Crazy. So I don't know what they're going to do. Well, I have my theory, obviously, of what they're going to do, but is that what they're going to do? Could they do something? Could they do something more? Only time will tell. Only time is going to be able to tell exactly what's going to be done with this character. So I just wanted to dive in a little deeper on that than I got to dive in on Thursday because, like I said, I even understand the argument that I've been hit with over and over and over again of it's not a smart business decision. Like, they love money. They love money. Marvel loves money. These businesses love money. Money. Okay. And I agree with that. They do want money. I mean, hell, Robert Iger just said, what was it, this time last year, that they wanted to put focus and emphasis back on characters that sell, you know, putting asses back in the seats and blah, 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 blah. And I said at the time then, I don't know, Robert. I don't know this white man. But being a business CEO, he might think to himself, hey, T'Challa sells. But again, this is where we're having the disconnect. And I'm not saying we as in you and I. I'm talking about we, the pro recast crowd, and either the heads over at Disney or just everyone in general that's against what we're trying to say. I think the disconnect is we're looking at it from what this character means culturally, what this character means to the Black community, why the character was created in the first place. We're going, as I've said this before, there are layers to recast T'Challa. There's layers to this. There's the surface base level layer of just recasting T'Challa that a lot of the casuals look at as disrespectful. But when you dig deeper into it, you can have an understanding and open your mind to maybe understanding where we're coming from. One of those layers, that deep layer, is where the character is, where his inception, why he was created, what he means to the Black community, why the Black community needs him, why young Black boys and young Black men need that character, that positive character to look up to. They're not looking at it that deep. They're looking at base level, disconnected. Okay, let's just get a Black male Panther in there. And we have one. We have one in Toussaint. So we have him. Let's get him on the screen. That's the disconnect, I believe, too. You know, and I wanted to talk about this on Thursday and the Thursday before last. As much as I am enjoying the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, and I'm enjoying it, it's a very good show, I think, on Disney Plus. Check it out. I know Lonnie's story. I know how he becomes Tombstone. But that's what I mean. Can I where is that scene? I bet you I'm not going to be able to find it. Are we all aware of how Lonnie becomes Tombstone? Of who Lonnie is, Lonnie's backstory in Marvel and all that kind of stuff, Spider-Man and all that. I again, it's who the character is. It's a part of his backstory. But this is what I mean when I'm talking about why T'Challa is important, why we need to be seeing characters that are Black, strong Black men represented in a different light. If you've been watching the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, again, it's a good show. Damn, I can't find a clip of it. But Lonnie is a really big part of what's going on right now because it's his transformation into Tombstone. So we're watching him transform into the high school athlete. He's so good, to Tombstone. But while we're watching him do this, there was a scene where Lonnie was walking home and the police, kind of pulled up beside him, rolled their windows down, were riding next to him, watching him. I think somebody that clutched their purse or something like that. We walk by, and it's that depiction. There were a lot of kids watching this, I would assume. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't know the numbers. No Nielsen numbers that come out for this or anything like that. But a lot of people are enjoying it from what I'm seeing on social media. So with watching that, not just kids, there are a lot of people in general watching it. Then you start to feed that narrative. You start to feed that stereotype of, oh, these niggas. Oh, you gotta clutch your purse around these niggas. Oh, you gotta watch them niggas. You gotta roll your window down. Not only that, he's now part of the 10th Street gang, where most of them in there are black. And I get it. I get where they are. I get where they're located. It's in Harlem. I understand it. I understand. I'm not, obviously, I guess that's why I started with, we all know the story of how Lonnie became Lonnie or became Tombstone. I'm aware of that. And it's fine to show those things. I'm not saying don't show. It's fine. But you need to have some type of balance. You need to have some type of motherfucking balance where you are showing black folks in a positive light. We are not always the gang member. We are not always the bad guy. We are not always the deadbeat dad. We are not always the stereotypical, the stigmas that are put on black folks. We are not that. That is why T'Challa was created. And that disconnect, it's missing. That they don't understand that, or either they understand it and they just don't give a damn about it. But we're missing that. We're missing that. We're willing to show black folks getting stabbed in that, and they just had a big gang fight in the last episode. We're willing to show black folks getting stabbed. We're willing to show black folks getting watched by the police. We're willing to show black folks being these gang members and beating up folks and owning territory. But we're not willing to show black folks as strong, powerful, independent, never colonized, regal kings of their own goddamn nations, technically advanced, the most technologically advanced nation in the world. We're not willing to show that, but we are so willing. And I don't want to hear, oh, shut up, Wakanda's still there, they're still showing it. No, there would be no fucking Wakanda if there wasn't T'Challa. Just like there'd be no Krypton without Kal-El. Just like there'd be no fucking Gotham without Bruce Wayne. In order for those things to exist, for Catwoman, for Penguin, for whoever, for Zod, for Brainiac, for any of those things to exist, Kal-El has to exist. Bruce has to exist. For Wakanda to exist, for Vibranium to exist, for Okoye, M'Baku, and the rest of them, T'Challa first has to exist. So this whole thing of not showing or not wanting to show black folks in this positive light is why you get pictures like this. It's why you're getting promotion in China like this. Because we are viewed as not a hero, especially not the symbol of America. Like Lonnie, like Tombstone, like the 10th Street gang. That's how we're viewed. That's why Sam's not here. Because as I've said many times, that's why Black Panther's important, not just for the folks next door, not just for within your own hometowns, but for these other countries to see us in a different light as well. For these other countries to see, oh, they're not like the movie, or they're not like the show, or they're not like the things I've heard, or these stereotypes, these stigmas, or whatever. And some of you might be thinking, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Do you know how many people consume media? Do you know how many people consume movies, TV shows like that on a daily? It's that deep. It's that deep and it's that important, especially in what's going on in today's world, in a Trump America, where you've got people coming at you just because you look differently. I just saw a video here in Oklahoma. There's a page on Instagram that I follow. They post up all the relevant things going on in Oklahoma, whether it be drama or whatever. And there was some guy, I guess in Oklahoma City, yelling at I mean, the video is crazy. The video is insane. Just berating this Hispanic couple because they were flying the Mexican flag. So we're living in a Trump fear-mongering, hate-mongering, bigoted, DEI-less, civil rights taken away, trying to fall backwards Trump America, especially in this time. We need to, it's important. And some of you might be thinking, oh, this is some bullshit. Oh, I wish he'd shut up. Or, oh, here we go again, another soapbox. Your privilege is showing. If that's the way you think, your privilege is showing. Put that shit away. So, no, it's important. It's important. It's important. But there's a disconnect. So they're not seeing it. They're not seeing it that way. So I really wish I could find that deal with Lonnie. I really wish I could. But yeah, if you watch the show, you will see that. You'll see. And again, I'm not like saying, because when I watched it, I understand it with Lonnie. I understand it with this character. I get it. I'm like, I wasn't sitting in my chair like, oh, this is so racist. I hate this. This is I'm still enjoying the fucking. I'm enjoying the show. The show's great. The stuff with Lonnie is still great. Because it's connected with his character. This is who this character is. But again, when you have T'Challa, bro. Who's a king, uncolonized, intelligent as hell, proficient in almost every form of martial arts. I mean, that's the representation. That's the representation. And everybody keeps saying, well, you've got Sam Wilson. You've got Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson's their new representation. How can you be so for T'Challa while you're not supporting Sam? I've been told in my comments and things like this, and I get it. I know I think people think that I'm dumb to who Sam Wilson is, either in comics or in the MCU. I'm not. People kill me with trying to give you fucking novels and trying to learn you shit. Like I know who Sam is. Thank you. I'm aware who Sam Wilson is. But is Marvel aware of who Sam Wilson is? I think that's the real question. Because we went from highlighting Sam's military background in Civil War and Winter Soldier and things like that to we've downplayed Sam. Like they don't even understand who Sam is. Maybe if Marvel would have hyped up some of the badass, military stuff background that he has and things like that, then I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, Sam, you know what? With the help of Vibranium, Sam is going to be able to get in there and do what he's going to be able to do. He's going to be able to get in there and go some rounds, maybe not a lot of rounds, but some rounds with the Hulk or whatever. Especially with the Vibranium and the other Wakandan tech. Yeah, sure. It's believable. It's believable. Why is it believable with Tony Stark? Because the way Marvel built Tony, Tony got out in front of it at the very beginning of it, not just Infinity War, but all of it. Tony in Avengers showed us in the first Avengers film, showed us the sacrifice he would make. And from there on and on, he did some other stupid selfish things, but from there on and on and on and on. So it was believable for Tony to stand up to Thanos and say, throw another moon at me and I'm going to lose it. That was believable. We've watched Sam get beat up by Ant-Man. We've watched Sam get beat up by an unknown henchman. We've watched Sam get his ass beat by the Flag Smashers. It's not believable. It's not fucking believable. So it's like, you keep telling me to support Sam and this and that. I could support Sam if Marvel themselves would support Sam. They're now parading Anthony Mackie around and want this film to solidify him as Captain, or hoping that this film solidifies him as Captain America in the audience's eyes. But yet, I'm not even sure that they themselves have solidified Anthony Mackie as Captain America. So I can't support him like that, like you're wanting me to support him, when they have not even given him the shit that makes him badass even in the comics, or the shit that made him badass in the MCU privy to him becoming Captain America. I think some of the questions and shit that we get thrown, like, oh, why don't you don't show the same support for this black character or what? It's not that we're not showing support for that black character. It's not that no one doesn't care about Sam Wilson or anything like that. Again, I'm asking, does Marvel, what have they done to prop up this character? What have they done to highlight his military background, to highlight how he is in combat or anything like that? They haven't. So I don't know. Like I said, I check out this show. It is good. Still go watch it. But it's important for us to be seen in other lights. It is. But that's my soapbox. That's my gripes for the day. I don't want to leave it so sad and gloomy and about T'Challa, but really temper your expectations going into these rumors with Avengers 5 and 6, because as I've said, have y'all seen this bullshit? This is some bullshit. This right here.
Hey everyone.
I'm not even. I already did, and I think I got maybe to here. No, but anyway, temper your expectations with these rumors and everything coming up. I mean, as I've said many times, as we know, with Avengers 5 going to be starting filming soon, because we know. Let me go here. I should already be in my bookmarks. Where is it? It's here. There it is. Joe Russo is spotted in the UK, where Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will be filming soon. We know that they're going to start filming in spring, summer time. So that's literally in a couple months. So if they're already there, they're probably, scoping out where they're going to be filming, different locations and things like that, to get ready for Avengers Doomsday. So with that coming, we're going to be hearing of casting rumors, particularly involving T'Challa. We're going to be hearing things that are going to be solidified within trades of who is actually casted and playing either T'Challa or Toussaint. And I guarantee you in the trades, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, TMZ, or whoever the fuck reports on it first, they'll put in there if it is the son who we saw, Toussaint, that the character this person's being cast as, or if it's going to be T'Challa, a variant or whatever. But we should see. It's closer than you think. People think that this is we have to wait till No, we don't have to wait till Black Panther 3 for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. It's a couple months away as far as the filming goes. So as far as the rumors of casting, because there's going to be people, Avengers and variants and whatever, all in this film. So we'll know by the summertime. We'll know. By summertime, we'll know. I believe by the summertime it'll be solidified of who is playing the Black Panther character in whichever in the movie, and then we'll go from there. But we'll know. So, but temper expectations if once you do know, if you are still going to see the film, and that's one for me. Where I think, as I've said, if the trades come out and say that, if the trades, and I believe they are, but if the trades come out and say sometime during that summer, spring, or whatever time that, hey, X, Y, and Z has been casted as Toussaint, then I'll go ahead and gracefully bow out. I'll be done. I'll concede. You can have it. Because if you're going to, if you're really going that far to having somebody else to have a black actor play Toussaint, knowing, anyway, I'd be done. I'd be done. I wouldn't. I can tell you, I wouldn't go see it. Doomsday, I wouldn't go see. Secret Wars, I wouldn't go see. And I know I've said many times I want to see how this stuff is concluded. But I've also said that with the mindset of there's no way they don't recast for at least a variant. Because remember, the very beginning, I never wanted a variant. But then I conceded to the variant. Because I was like, if it gets him in here, if it's T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, and gets him in here, okay. So, We'll know, but I'd be done. I'd be done. I'd have to bow out on that. So I wouldn't be going to see any of that or anything like that. We'd have to find a new niche over here, because I would be done. So we'll see. Like Chill said, countdown to Toussaint. The countdown has begun, and it is sad. It is sad, but hopefully some things come out to where it's like, oh, it's T'Challa. Never say never, like Nate Moore said. But pragmatically, I don't see it. I don't see it. Anyway, that's what I've got on the soapbox of that, and I believe that was my last thing that I had. I saw Jonathan Majors will return for Creed 4. That's great. And then some things here. I don't want to pronounce this kid's name incorrectly, but reported from Deadline that I guess they, I don't even care. Don't care. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. Now, I still care about this. I'm still going to see this. Still going to see that one. But yeah, it's Man, it is tough, isn't it? It's tough. I'm going to see what some of you guys are saying also. See what some of y'all are saying. Again, appreciate everybody being here. I wanted to show this too. Did you guys see this? Chill shared this is where I saw it. Blumhouse has a new movie, The Woman in the Yard. I love horror movies. I love horror movies. That shit looks good. And I hope it's good, man, because I haven't had a good horror movie scare the shit out of me in a minute. And I want to be scared. Like, I like leaving horror films like shook. Like, damn. Like turning lights on in the car shook. Looking in, over your shoulder. I like those. Those are the type of horror movies I want to see. One more thing I wanted to show. I thought. There's one more thing I wanted to show. Maybe not. Okay. Let me see some of the comments here that you guys have. Some of the comments from... We'll just do the recast conversation. Let's see. D Stizzle said Holly Weird been screwing comic writers. That's the comic writers one. Screwing comic writers since Singleton and Shutters. Let's see. Okay. Patrick said also if they cast some British actor as T'Challa Jr. or whatever, I'm still not supporting. It better be Aldous Hodge. Yeah. The rumors of the whole light-skinned T'Challa and it's like, are those real? Would they do something like that? Would they have? I mean, it's not even T'Challa; it's Toussaint. So, yeah. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. Fatal J said Nate said the script's not made yet, and he sees us bombing on him. He will fold. Maybe they didn't fold on. They didn't fold on Wakanda Forever. They stood again 20 toes, 40 toes down on that one and said, "Hey, we're giving you this film, and sorry if you don't like it, you don't like it, but that's what we're doing." I don't know. Like I said, I would like to say, let's get, the pressure on the studio is going to change their minds, and we can get them if we just continue to pressure them and continue this, continue that. We've been pressuring them now for 5 years, and again, I'm not saying stop. I'm not saying stop. I gave the example what I gave, so I'm not saying stop. Keep pressuring them. What I'm saying is, even with all that pressure, this motherfucker still ain't turned to diamonds. They still don't care. They still do not care. Why do these things always fuck up on me? Okay. D Stizzle said, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm not even mad at this because I expect this type of tomfoolery. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you notice, like, I'm giving my opinion, and I might get, emotional or excited about it at the same time, but at the same time, I'm prepped. I've been preparing myself. Again when I gave that video 10 months ago and said, hey, here's the truth. I think that video is titled The Truth About Recast T'Challa. Thank you for the super chat. Who was that super chat from? The super chat was from Dancing Lobster. Dancing Lobster, thank you so much for that super.
He got money, get it all for him. You got money. He got money, get it all for him. You got money. He got money, get it all for him.
Right, and in that super, Dancing Lobster said, hope Drake the Diddler was watching the way K-Dot smiled on camera and said, hey, Drake. And props to Serena. Yeah, no, yeah, she was getting it. And Drake, or that shit's great. Just the fact that he had, like that person said in that Twitter, that tweet, in the span of a week, two different big ass crowds screaming A minor, like, tough. I know Drake is punching the air somewhere right now. Tough. Let's see. Go back up here. Sorry, lost that place. Damn. We were up quite a bit. Okay. Damn, did I really lose my place that much? We were that far up. Okay, I see. Okay, Chill said, I'm prepped. It still hurts. Tyrone said, they still don't want no money. No. Andre said, there are no T'Challa variants in the multiverse, only T'Challa variants. Like, I could be wrong. That's just my theory. I think that they've gone ahead and killed him in every universe. I think whatever sickness ailed him in Wakanda Forever is the same sickness that's ailing him in every universe. And I guess in every universe, Wakanda is just inferior. I guess they're just not the most technologically advanced nation. They don't have a cure for every sickness. And, hey. So yeah. Brother Stark says, so Chadwick's T'Challa is the only one in the entire multiverse across cartoons, movies, and video games. Kevin, Ryan, and Nate, the Three Stooges. That's just what I think. That's just what I think, just from what I've seen. I would like to be wrong about that. I have no knowledge about that or anything like that. I'm just going off of what I've seen. I think that they are. I think that's what they're doing. Let me see here. Tyrone said they still don't care about black superheroes. No, they don't. Raymond said, Jeff has always been a smug, arrogant, self-centered, Jack, finish it. Yes, I think that as well. Like I said, it's going to be a black guy. Like Jeff, there's other language to use. Tyrone said, I think Marvel should sell the rights of their black characters because they constantly sabotaging them for crap. Aging up to child makes no sense because shouldn't everybody age too? I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're doing it. I'm not sure. Patrick said, Marvel don't put quality into their black characters. No. Will T said, Nate said there's no script and haven't talked to Ryan, so I'm jumping off a bridge over scoopers. So I bet you did you mean I'm not jumping off a bridge over scoopers? Definitely not jumping off a bridge either. That's why I always say take it with a grain of salt. I am going off of what I'm seeing in the what I'm seeing pragmatically, what I'm looking at in real time, and they just have not shown in any avenue that they are interested in recasting this character or doing anything with this character. But 4 different scoopers, 4 different credible scoopers have collaborated on that. And I'm not saying believe them, believe what you want to believe. I'm just simply saying I am inclined, I'm leaning to the side of belief on what they're saying because what they're saying makes sense in line on what Marvel is probably wanting to do. I do believe that kid is coming back. I do believe that kid is going to be in the multiverse or coming from the multiverse in Avengers 5 and 6. I do believe that kid, not whatever kid we see in the multiverse in 5 and 6, but the 616 Toussaint is just going to be aged up for Black Panther 3. We don't know. We also don't know what is going to happen after Secret Wars, how that's going to affect the MCU's timeline, how it's going to affect time within the MCU, how long after the events of Secret Wars is Black Panther 3. We don't know. None of those questions we know. So I'm telling you, again, believe what you are inclined to believe. It ain't T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. Brother Stark said they're aging Toussaint up for Young Avengers. Maybe. Champions or whatever they're calling it. Maybe they're doing that. And I actually don't think that. I think they have a roster that they're wanting to do for that. I don't think young T'Challa, they've got other plans. They've got other plans. Will T also said, till there's a script and filming, I wouldn't lose hope. Again, inclined to believe what you would like to believe and not. And have I lost hope? No, I haven't lost hope. There's a chance T'Challa could get recasted. There's a chance we could see T'Challa or any of that. I haven't lost hope. And again, like I always say, until it's official from Marvel Studios, it doesn't mean shit. But what I think too, we run with all these other scoops. Let them say something about the Fantastic Four. I'm sorry, about the X-Men, and we may not always believe it, but we've got inputs. Oh, well, they need to do this, or this person wouldn't be it, or why are they looking at this person? We believe those scoops. We believe other scoops. We believe the scoops we want to believe, but whenever it's a scoop that goes against what we want, it's like, I can't believe that. This person, these scoopers, they don't know. Trying to have your cake and eat it too doesn't really work. Like I said, inclined to believe what you want to believe. I haven't lost hope, or I don't have my full faith in the scoopers or anything like that. But again, pragmatically, just what we're looking at. It's been 5 years. You tell me, in those 5 years, what outside of what if T'Challa, Star-Lord T'Challa, and that's because that was the last piece of work Chadwick did for Marvel. Outside of that, what has Marvel Studios given us for T'Challa? I'm like, what better, I guess a better way to phrase that is, what hope has Marvel Studios given you that T'Challa, the son of T'Chaka, is going to be on screen? That, I guess that's my thing, because it'd be different if Marvel was saying, like, you know, feeding like some hints here, some hope there, or a sprinkle of spirit here. You know, if they were doing that, I'd be like, okay, hey, they're on board too. We might see him again. They haven't said shit. Actually, the most recent thing was, don't believe the rumors. So it's like, what hope has Marvel Studios given where we're supposed to just be so, they're T'Challa. I mean, again, that's just my personality, and I'm like that with anything. I am like that, and some people that are with me that personally know me in my life hate that. They hate it, but I am like that with anything. If we're planning a trip and there's something like, I'm going to be pragmatic about it. I'm not going to, I'm not tying all my shit up in hopes and dreams and wants and spirit. I can't do that. I'm not built that way. So, pragmatically, again, I don't see it. What What have they said where they're just like, hey guys, this character's coming back? They haven't said shit. They haven't said shit. And again, not trying to rain. And that's a real question. Anybody can answer it. I would love to know, what hope has Marvel Studios given that indicates to you that they are bringing this character back? Like, that is a very real question. That's not being facetious. That's not. I really am, and I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know, what hope has Marvel Studios given? Because I thought it was pretty much solidified when they pulled the stunt in 97 and then gave the bullshit answer as if we were all fucking retarded and didn't watch the original X-Men series and know that that was T'Challa. Not only that, the creator of those 2 episodes that came out and said, hey, that's T'Challa. I made it T'Challa and the originals, and then they came out and said, well, you know, with time and the... So they played in your face then. They played in your fucking face then and said, hey, whatever you thought you saw in the original series, no, that's not it. That's not it. This is T'Chaka, because of course he'd be pierced with Peter Parker. Of course he'd be pierced with Jubilee and Sunspot. Of course he'd be, T'Chaka. Makes sense, right? They played in your face then. So what? And that's an animation. That's where you're just drawing him. You don't even have to take off his mask. You're just drawing him. And they said no. So I'm like, what fucking hope? Have they slid in your path where it's like, yeah, he's T'Challa. I want some of that. I would love some of that. Namikaze said, in my head, I knew there was so much they were going to do with T'Challa and one of my favorite characters of all time. I wanted to see him lead the Avengers and everything, but Marvel really took that. Yeah. Patrick said, I have zero interest in BP3. How will you age him up? Yeah, that, again, I don't know. On the aging up, I'm thinking multiversal stuff, or I'm thinking some type of, I don't know, however time is going to work, or maybe even Franklin. Hell, the latest rumor is Sue. Oh, do I want to say that? I don't know if I want to say that. People might. I know we got people in here that don't like the rumors, don't like the leaks, don't like the things like that. Let's just say Franklin Richards could be utilized. Franklin Richards could be utilized as well. I don't know. I have no idea. Andre said, I agree. T'Challa is their MCU T'Challa. It's sad. It's sad, but it's the truth. It's sad, but it's the truth. It's, man, and when I came to grips with it, I was like, they are really doing this. They're really not. No. Antonio Film said, I'm like old boy in Belly. I don't like that. D. Stizzle said, if Sinners is a big success, WB might give Ryan extra bread for future projects. I need him out of the superhero game. He doesn't understand the genre. No, yeah. Somebody else said that too. Somebody else was like, man, maybe they might want a Sinners 2, Sinners 3. Shit. Keep him busy. Zangbeto said, I hope Secret Wars, Doomsday, and BP3 all flop. If that's the case. Yeah. Yeah, man. Mad Chocolate Gaming said, so I guess that means the T'Challa and the Amazing Spidey Kids cartoon is the last media version we're getting. You know what? I guess so. That, Corey's, one of my co-hosts, Corey, her son, KJ, watches that Spidey show. And she has said that he shows up. But she said in this newest season, I guess, that he no longer speaks. He doesn't take off his mask or anything. He's just there. What is the hatred with T'Challa? God, what is it? Joel said, every universe is crazy, but sadly, you're probably right. Man. and again, I wanna reiterate to everyone, I pray I'm wrong. I really do. I hope that this is all just like, maybe Toussaint comes with T'Challa. Oh, you have your Baba. I don't have my Baba. Oh, I can be your Baba. Or so, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Dexter said that would be wild. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Zangbeto said, please release us from Coogler and his fatherless child fetish. Tyrone said, they did or took him off the throne and replaced him with Shuri or killed him off. Or their focus on another Panther, which nobody asked for. Yeah. John C. said, NDA, Bo can't say. I want to say he can now. I would believe that's up. I don't know if anybody's really been paying attention to Bo on Twitter this week. He's been on a rampage. When I say it's randoms. It's people with like 60 followers that'll tweet something in relation to what he's talking, and he'll go and comment and comment under it like a whole spill. So I don't know that he is. He's talking quite a bit. He's talking quite a bit. Brother Stark said Toussaint is the MCU T'Challa, but not the T'Challa I read for 25 years. Yeah. Yeah. But they want to use the Men in Black deal to make us all forget and say, hey, I know you want T'Challa, but we got T'Challa Jr. You guys can get on board with that or shut the fuck up. That's what they're thinking. Marvel or D Stizzle said, pretty sure Bo basically said T'Chaka in X-97 was his idea. Yeah, if he said that, did he say that? That's stupid. Kamikaze said Coogler does have a fetish with the fatherless deadbeat daddish. From Rocky to Wakanda. Yep. Chillmonger said, or the one they're listening to would accept Toussaint. Maybe. John C. said Toussaint isn't even a Marvel comic character. No. Made up. Andre said aged up to child variant makes no sense. Brother Stark said T'Challa has only been MCU active for 4 years. And in that 4 years, he's only starred in one film, what are you doing? One film, a handful of cameos. Let's see. How did we used to say it? I haven't said this in a while. One film, a handful of cameos, and he's died 3 times in the MCU. He was dusted, died in his own film, and then permanently killed in his second film. It really wasn't his film. Yeah. Kamikaze said facts. I was done after they killed Angela Bassett. Also, the movie was forgivable till they killed her. Rather, they had killed Shuri off if we had to go that route. Yeah, when they killed Queen Ramonda, I walked out. I was like, I can't. This is crazy. This is a lot of Black Death and unnecessarily so. This is crazy. Patrick said, it's not Feige, trust me. He just wants to make movies. What's going on coming from the top, which is Disney? Raptor Cloak said, they take out T'Challa. I'm done with Marvel, even if they get the rights back to Spider-Man the next day, since they'll never learn from their mistakes. Yep. Let's see. Fatal J said, Nate said the script's not made yet, and if he sees the bombing, oh, I read that earlier. D Sizzle said, I'm not even mad at this this because I expect this. Oh, hey, this is where we were earlier. Oh, okay. Let's see. Kamikaze said Young Storm and Young T'Challa the second. Yeah, that's def a Marvel formula. Oh yeah, brother, that is definitely something that they would do. That is definitely something they would do. That is right up their alley. Storm's like, oh, I've heard of your father. Gray said, I think young actor turned down TJ. Yeah, probably. Probably like, nah. Nah, you can keep that one. You can keep that one. Raymond said, I'm just exhausted at this point. It is exhausting. The disrespect of T'Challa and other black characters is really turning me off from Marvel. And what gets me is our own people who don't see this as an issue. Yeah, you know, like that Uncle Ruckus over there, Task, or whatever the fuck his name is on Twitter. When I tell you some of these niggas be having on their best coon, it is crazy. They be having their best fucking coon on, like Sunday's best coon. It's crazy. And just out there just tap dancing. It's crazy. Anthony said, I think this story about how sad the cast was about Chad's death for years is a cover for Marvel to stop the power of a black hero. I mean, like I said, it's pretty crazy. You know, you're this upset. You didn't even know you call him brother, friend, this, and that. You didn't even know he had cancer. And see, Fatal J also said, Gray said, the actor is like, that's not my part to play, like Marlo from The Wire. Fatal J said, I got all the Rob Liefeld comics with Deadpool, total opposite Deadpool than the one we know now. Chillmonger said, true, keep pressing hard against an aged up Toussaint. Yeah, don't stop. Keep pressing hard against it. You know, keep going at it. I'm not stopping. I'm still going to say everything that I've been saying on Twitter and everything like that. I'm still going strong at it because I still don't accept it. You know, I still don't accept it. I'm still rejecting what you've given, and I can do that as a consumer. Let's see. Fatal J said, Mad Chocolate Gaming said, hopefully they don't try to synergize that into the comics. Whew. Aren't they one and the same now? Didn't Marvel do something with the Marvel Studios or something? Like those stories or whatever that story was. It came out early last year. Dirty Joker said, R.I.P. T'Challa, created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, 1966, 2025. That's sad. That is sad. Man, Fatal J said, I still believe F4 will have T'Challa in it. Man. There was something I was just talking about with someone about the Fantastic Four and how T'Challa was not in that. I really can't without giving what is rumored or plot leaked or about the film. I can just tell you he's not. And that's, I have no sources at Marvel or anything like that. I'm not on set at Marvel. I haven't read the script or anything like that. I don't know what the post-credit scenes are going to be for Fantastic Four, but just based off of what we do know about this universe that they are in, based off of what we do know about the overall plot for this film, based off of what we do know of where this is supposed to be leading into, and things like that for the future of leading into Doomsday, the future of the Fantastic Four and things like that. And nothing in this does it point to T'Challa or involve T'Challa that I have seen. There has been nothing in this, and there have been things that have gotten out about this film. There's a lot I would like to say, but again, I didn't put up here, oh, we're going to be talking spoilers about this, because I know not everybody likes spoilers. But just from what I've seen and the plot synopsis and plot leak that I've read, no, it doesn't even, it's not even going that route with what they're doing. So let me tell you that too. If you're going to Fantastic Four with the expectation and hey, go in there with hope. If even after I tell you this, if you still like, nah, I got some hope, go in there with hope. If you're going in thinking that you're gonna see anybody but the big G, Shalabala, the Four, and potentially Doom, I'd temper that. I'd temper that. Temper that big time. and I am going to say this, and if it's a spoiler for you, I'm sorry. They are the only heroes in this universe. There are no other heroes in this universe. This universe is not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. It's not what you think it is, and they are the only heroes in this universe. Gray said, I believe the initial scoop regardless. I think some hating was going on with the pushback against Snyder. Patrick said T'Challa made a positive impact on the black community, so that's the reason I feel they didn't recast. Oh, yeah. Boseman was also a black American actor. Yeah. I don't think they expected BP1 to do what it did. I don't think they expected it to inspire the way it inspired. I don't think they damn sure didn't expect it to be that 1.3 billion that it lined their pockets with. So they were expecting it's a black film with a black cast. Lupita even says that. She even said they were panicking before the trailer, like they didn't know what to expect because of that reason and some other things. So yeah, they didn't expect that shit. And when it came to it, it's like, oh, this is a load of barnacles. They're getting representation. They're feeling empowered. Yeah. Oh, J.O. Wolf. I have not talked to J.O. Wolf in some time. Brother, how are you? I hope that you are doing great. It is good to see you in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. Fatal J said, you have to remember Nate Moore says that he doesn't like comics either. It's sad, but we can't stop fighting. Yeah, no, don't stop fighting. Andre said T'Challa won't be in F4. They didn't even read the comics to know T'Challa was introduced in the F4 comics. Yeah, and I'm telling you, the overall and you might think T'Challa could. I see the vision. I see what you guys are saying. Maybe T'Challa comes in because Reed might know him, but again, anyway, T'Challa might come in because Reed might know him from another universe or whatever, and he comes in. It's like, hey T'Challa, I need your help. You're just as intelligent as I am, and blah 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 blah. I need your help with this, blah. I see the vision, but I'm telling you, just what this plot is, what this film is set up to do. Again, sorry if this is a spoiler. I can't really explain this without spoiling, so I'll give you about 10 seconds to get out, because I really don't know how to say this without trying to spoil some of this, but what this plot is set up to do, what they're doing with this, there is no T'Challa doesn't even fit in this because if you're thinking that, again, I see the vision. He's going to him for his intellect. Maybe I need to tell. He's already in contact with the Council of Reeds. Like the Council of Reeds is a thing. He's already in contact with them. They've already spoken many times. It has nothing to do with there's not even in a post-credit scene realm, because at the end of this film, sorry, like I said, at the end of this film, they won't even be in this universe because this universe is going to be destroyed. Like, so T'Challa's not coming in from anywhere. It's this film is largely to do with you thinking Shalabala and Galactus, who are obviously the villains of the film, but Reed also is going to be looked at as somewhat of a villain of the film. And then you're going to have the Fantastic Four that are going to break up within the film. As you heard Joseph Quinn say in the newest interview, you're going to see the family go through struggles and problems as a family. In one of the rumors, it said they're going to break up. So when they break, it's going to largely deal with the overall Fantastic Four as a family, showing them as that family, also dealing largely with Franklin Richards, who will be born in the film, because apparently Sue's supposed to die. He's going to resurrect her, showing his power and things like that. This is going to lead into why Galactus is even here. Galactus is here for Franklin. He wants Franklin because his universe is destroyed. The universe he originates from is destroyed, so he wants Franklin to help him come and fix it. I'm telling you, they're not thinking what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it makes sense. He showed up in the original comic, so why would he not just show up with the Fantastic? Because they're not thinking that way. I'm trying to prep y'all, bro. I'm trying to get you ready. They're not thinking like you're thinking. They don't want to. I'm telling you, I'm trying to prep you. Trying to prep you. It's not happening. There's no T'Challa coming in Fantastic Four. There's no T'Challa coming in Fantastic Four. And again, haven't seen the film, haven't seen a script, don't know. All I know is what scoopers have said. All I can go off of, again, nothing's official from Marvel Studios. All I can go off of is the plot leak I've read and the things like that. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. After this, it goes directly into Doomsday. That's it. Directly into Doomsday. That's it. The only thing you're going to get with some type of montage flashbacks with the group that might be reminiscent to, some old Fantastic Four stuff is a montage of them beating some of their older villains, like fighting Mole Man and fighting some of the others. It's not what you're thinking it's going to do. It's not what you're thinking. Let's see. But again, hold that hope. Hold that hope. Because hell, I don't know what I haven't seen anything about the post-credit scenes. I haven't seen anything about the post-credit scenes. So hell, maybe, I don't know. Maybe in a post-credit scene, he pops out and says, hey, Reed, need my help. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Fatal J said they act like they will lose money if they recast T'Challa. They won't. No, they actually majorly profit from it. Wakanda Forever's numbers wouldn't have been what they were. I'm not saying they were going to be that $1.3 billion again, but I'm also saying you also don't know that. As I've said before, I know everybody likes to say, oh, that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. They weren't ever going to repeat that. I think a lot of people, again, even in this talk of DEI and people, wanting to, anyway, I think people underestimate the power of the black dollar. I've said that many times. Marvel underestimated the first time. They underestimated the power of the black dollar. One of the examples I use is my team, and something that was told to me was, well, don't you just realize even what you just said? You guys had never. The example I always use is with my basketball team. We had never taken. I was a part of Nike Pro Skills at that time, and we had never cut practice. We had never cut, not for anything. We live in a state with tornadoes. Tornado sirens going. Hey, you're late. Get to practice. So it doesn't. Practice never got canceled. So for us to cancel practice and take all 4 of our groups to rent out a theater to see Black Panther. It's like, what? So I get it. That's like that phenomenon, that lightning in a bottle shit. But I damn guarantee you, how do you know some people wouldn't make like a tradition out of something like that? Like, okay, well, we did it this time. Let's do it this time. Let's do it this time too. Let's go support and let's rent out theaters. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't know. Like black people still also underestimate the power of the black dollar. It's called the mighty black dollar for a reason. Like, I'm telling you, like it could have been done again. I'm not saying you would have seen, everybody dressed up in Ye Bombays and Bath. I'm not saying you would have seen people doing that shit in the theaters. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying within the return of the numbers, you probably could have seen a similar return for sure. Let me see. Ricardo said can't do horror. I love horror. I love horror films. No, Naries, they don't. Neri said horror films don't hit like they used to. No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I want to walk out of a film and be terrified. Terrified. I haven't walked out of a film like that in a long time. I think the last film I walked out of that like was in high school. And it's when I went and saw The Haunting in Connecticut. If you've never seen Haunting in Connecticut, it's not, looking back on it, rewatching it, it's not that. But at the time, it was a scary film. I remember I slept in my mother's room the night after. I on the floor. I was like, nah, bro. Like that's what I want to feel. I want scary movies where I got lights on, where I'm turning on lights to go to the bat. Like, bro, scare me. Ricardo also said, I feel like only 3 horror franchises continue and everything else is now corny horror films. Smile. Yeah, I don't like Smile. Not a fan. Horror Disney character films, etc. That's very true. That's true. Brother Stark said, "Is anybody excited for Lies of Wakanda this August?" Forgot about it. Forgot about it. I'm not even. I promise you, I'm not bullshitting. I forgot about Eyes of Wakanda. Forgot about it. That might be infected. Definitely forgot about it. Chill said he's certain Secret Wars will affect time. Yeah, I believe that too. Paul said, if Toussaint is T'Challa, then Bronny James is LeBron. Tell Laker fans. Ty said, this is why I said Feige has to step up. I agree. Kevin Davis said, I understand you want Marvel Studios to recast T'Challa. They look like this from business perspective. They look at this from a business perspective. An image can this make $1 billion or more? Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. Be nice if they looked at that. I don't know if that's what they were looking at, or they definitely weren't looking at that with Wakanda Forever. But I don't think they were really worried about numbers with Wakanda Forever, in my opinion. I think they had a message that they wanted to convey, and they did. Gray said, so T'Challa skeeted off in Nakia, got blipped, came back 5 years later, skeeted off in Nakia, just to die off mysteriously in all the other universes too. That's wild as fuck. It is. Again, I don't know that. That's just my theory. That's what I think they're doing. Because if you're pulling a Toussaint, if that rumor's true, and you are pulling a Toussaint in, because I'm telling you, he's going to come in. He's, I lost my Baba. I don't have him. My father died too of a sickness. And then he's going to say, oh, my father died too of a sickness. And that's how they're going to be the same. And that's how the audience is going to be like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's what they're going to do. They're like, oh, yeah, that if he died in this universe, he has to be dead in that universe too, right? Because Wakanda's retarded in every universe, right? They're not the most technologically advanced nation, right? Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. So that's probably what they're gonna do. My thinking. Ty said, "Man, happy for the Eagles, but it should have been my team, my Tennessee Titans." If Q was here, he could relate. I'm sorry. I can't relate to the football basketball conversation. I can relate to that. As a matter of fact, on the basketball, let me say this really quick. On the matter of fact, on the basketball conversation, for those of you that were here on Thursday when Marcus and I had our conversation about Draymond Green and da this and da that, I just said this. Steph Curry is tired of playing with Draymond Green. Do we need to hear the explanation? Now, this is not from ESPN. This is not from Stephen A. or anybody else. This is coming just from, sources, whatever. Same sort like we do with Marvel and stuff. I'm telling you, we think in our world, like Marvel is a world, bro. Like every you guys know this. There's obviously different worlds with everything. Like even in the ESPN world, the basketball world, there's scoops, there's stuff like that, and it's different. So, do you want to hear it? Hear what he had to say?
All this, problem you're having with technicals and just crashing out throughout the game.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Steph Curry's over with it, man. I'm just thinking like this probably is gonna be the last season of Draymond and Steph playing together, and like that's like real facts. Like Steph was already just trying to fight for a call about the 8-second call, and Draymond was not having it. He was just like get out my face with the ref, and getting another technical. LeBron going wild and everything. Like, and the trade with Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins, how is that really truly gonna work with Draymond Green? He has no patience for nonsense at all. Like people are saying Draymond Green is the reason why Steph doesn't have more ring than LeBron James, because like him crashing out one of the games, kicking whoever it was, I think it was LeBron. And
I think I said that.
Crashing out with Jordan Poole. hitting him for no reason, him crashing out with Kevin Durant. Like, what would have happened if Kevin Durant would have stayed another couple of years? They probably. The Warriors are really tired of Draymond Green and all the.
You know, I'm not, and this is it right here. This is it right here. Dre gets that technical foul unnecessarily. He didn't need it because he couldn't handle that LeBron was mocking him. Shit that he does to other players too, or whatever. I mean, again, unneeded technical foul, unnecessary, and you can see it all over Steph's face. Steph was already talking to the ref. They like, watch. Watch Steph's face. Look at the body language. The roll of the eyes. You know, one thing, again, I also think when I talk about basketball and I bring up that I coached AAU basketball, I think people think that I was some type of like YMCA coach, or that we were just getting kids together on the weekends just to have fun. Mind you, kids that I played against in high school, not that I played against, I coached against, and my boys played against from their freshman years all the way up to their senior years, playing under my direction. Boys that we played against, some of my boys are in college right now, still playing basketball. But some of these other boys, like Grady Dick, we played against Grady Dick on a regular. Keontae George played against Keontae on a regular. Let me think. I forget the brother's name. The tall post player from Miami Heat, the rookie, he played for All Arkansas Red. They were in our bracket in a regular. So it's not as if I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to basketball. It's not as if I was some YMCA ass coach that was just coaching on the weekends. We were playing niggas that are currently in the league, and we were playing on big venues. We were playing in Vegas. We were playing in Atlanta. We were playing in Houston and San Antonio. We were playing in these big ass venues in front of big ass eyes. I mean, we played in the same arena as Bronny. I can pull up these videos. The same arena as Bronny and LeBron. We're on court 5. Bronny and LeBron are down there on court 8. We're in the same building. My kids were talented. We were the number 3 ranked team in our class in Oklahoma, only behind Team Griffin, which is Blake Griffin's team, and another team that was and Trae Young's team. Fuck them. But we were only behind them. So it's not as if I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to basketball. It's not as if, whatever. So when I said that Draymond Green is a cancer and no one wants to play with Draymond Green, that is very fucking true. No one wants to play with Draymond Green. He's a cancer. He is a cancer. We're watching the franchise player here roll his eyes in the body language here, and we're watching him say, literally with his body language, I'm over this. And you might think, oh, how are you telling that with his body language? Because I'm an AAU basketball coach. One of the things that I used to tell my boys all the time is I'm paying attention to your body language on my motherfucking bench. If you're at the end of my bench like this, or you're uninterested, or you don't care, you don't want to be there, you're not cheering your teammates on while they're on the floor, then you don't want to play in my game. Then you don't want to play. So you can sit on the bench. So body language is everything. If I'm watching film, I'm watching tape, and your body language is bullshit and I didn't notice it during the game, guess what? I'm going to get you at practice. Body language is everything. So of course his body language was over it. It's giving I'm done. So Draymond Green is a cancer. He's sitting there explaining himself as always. Motherfuckers don't want to play with him. That's why we didn't get KD back. Just imagine if this nigga wouldn't have been there. If KD, just imagine. Just imagine. So yeah, brothers, I had just said this, and I hate being right so much. I do. But I had just said this. Just said it. Steph doesn't want to play with Dre. KD doesn't want to play with Dre. I damn guarantee you, like Q told me last night, it ain't like Clay is in Dallas like, damn, I miss Dre. I guarantee you Poole ain't like, fuck, I miss Dre. None of them niggas miss Dre. If you are a cancer, like I said, I love when Dre does what he does. I love when he's on the floor, when he's actually being a team player, when he's actually playing for us, when he's making sure that he's playing his role and doing what he needs to do to help secure that we can get that W. But when you are a locker room cancer, when you are in the locker room spreading shit, when you're in the locker room turning teammates against one another, and you're bad mouthing folks, like, it's one thing to be a leader, it's one thing to hold motherfuckers accountable, but it's another thing to be a fucking cancer. The last example I'm gonna give, or move on from basketball. Joel Embiid. Everybody was talking about the punch between Draymond and Poole. Joel Embiid, when he got into the argument that he got into with in the middle of the game with damn, why am I blanking on nigga's name? He played for us, played with the Warriors. Oubre. When he's arguing with Oubre, after they argued and everything, after Embiid called him out, told him, you're being lazy on defense, da 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 da. They were in each other's face. His teammates had to hold them back. But afterwards, Joel put his arm around his neck, pulled him in, hugged him, and said, you got to do better, da 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 da. There's a stark difference in what Draymond does in that. So again, cancer, if you let that shit fester, it can kill a dynasty. Cut that bitch out, send him on his way. All right, I'll move on. We'll move on to the comments again. Move on to the comments. Ryan Fisher said, I hope on Thunderbolts Bucky is like the old Bucky, not watered down like this dumb ass show. I hope so too. That'd be cool. Stamina said, so I missed all the spoiler type combo, right? Yes, London, appreciate you being here, Stamina. Yes, it's over. Raymond said, Ryan was probably more closer to Kendrick than he was to T'Challa. That was my brother. Then why didn't you back him when he was asking for better pay? That's true too. But maybe it's one of those things like, let me keep quiet so I keep my little job. Let's see. Cleve 17 said, yeah, I may skip F4. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that's I think we're caught up. Grace said, "No, I'll keep talking. Do my Bulls next." I told you we're really, me and Q have been trying to get the sports segment stuff going because we're really going to get on that. But they talk about reaching. That's not a reach. I don't think that's a reach. They talk about yap and yikes and all this kind of stuff. You really have to pay attention to. It's really not. You have to pay attention to Draymond. You have to pay attention to how Steph has been these last few years with Draymond. It ain't been no walk in the park. It ain't been fun either. It ain't been fun. So, but yes, everyone, that is the show that I have for you guys today. That is the show that I've got. So we have got to get ready to shut down, and I'm going to be back with you guys tomorrow. We'll be live around this time again tomorrow, so it'll be around 8:30 Central Standard Time, and I will be back with more topics and hot topics and all those things to talk about with you guys and more. So I appreciate every single one of you guys being here. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the engagement. Appreciate you guys hanging out and everything. Like I said, back tomorrow. Hopefully Q and Corey are here this week. I think we might have that finally set up to where they are going to be able to be here this week, but if not, then it'll just be myself. Yeah, we'll see. So, Cleese, what'd you say? I was glad when Draymond did that to KD because they were about to win some rings. You talking about what? Got him out of Golden State the first time? But yeah, anyway, appreciate it. If you're new here and you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscription button, like button on this video. Let's get this video likes up, get these videos views up, this live. And also, like I said, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Love you all, truly. And I will see you all. I was trying to change the song in the outro, but it's just going to be, messy, and I'm going to change it while it's outroing. Yeah, so anyway, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Blue, you're late, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out. you.